For me to take Kenny lightly, that's not going to happen. I'm fighting for a world title here, and I'm not going to lose this fight.
That first mistake he makes, he's cooked.
I'm going to take the fight out of him, and I'm going to make him want to quit.
I'm going to go in there and upset him, and I'm going to be the lightweight champion.
I mean, first of all, Silva's a tough opponent. He's a dangerous opponent, and he's a thinking fighter. He's well-rounded, so this is going to be one of the toughest challenges to my belt yet.
Quem é o dono do cinturão é o
Rich Franklin is the belt holder right now. He's the one with the pressure on him. I'm just going to come here, do my job, and do what I do best, and that's knock people out.
He's going to come out, I'm going to come out, and we're going to try to destroy each other, and this is going to be an exciting fight, point blank.
Saturday night, and we are back home in beautiful Las Vegas, inside the Mandalay Bay. On the world-famous Las Vegas Strip, the gates of the Octagon will once again be open as we welcome you inside to the sold-out Mandalay Bay Events Center for UFC 64 Unstoppable. Not one, but two titles are on the line tonight. The crowd is ready. I know you are as well. Batman Kurt Pellegrino began his UFC career at 170, but he always knew the perfect weight was 155. Tonight, he makes his lightweight debut against Junior Asuncao. Our tale of the tape for this lightweight matchup is brought to you by Science. Extreme supplements for extreme athletes, available at GNC stores nationwide. The Brazilian-born Asuncao is 2 years younger than Kurt Pellegrino. He has a 2-inch reach advantage. Pellegrino and Asuncao in the lightweight division.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge of this contest is Big John McCarthy.
Congratulations to Rachel, our brand new ring card girl, the winner of the Octagon Girl Search. And she is making her pay-per-view debut tonight, as is Junior Asuncao. Kurt Pellegrino, his UFC lightweight debut, and Pellegrino quickly took the middle of the octagon.
Asuncao with a slapping overhand right. Nice takedown by Pellegrino here against the fence. Watch the butterfly guard of Asuncao.
Asuncao trying to get that left arm in the neck in a guillotine fashion on Kurt Pellegrino, but Pellegrino trying to avoid the legs. Can Asuncao do anything from this position without having his opponent in the guard?
Well, there's no submission there. He needs the guard, and he's getting there now, and Pellegrino's head's coming out. But what he can do is he comes over his head and uses that butterfly as roll him, sweep him, and come out on top instead of on bottom.
Well, wrestlers obviously like the top position, but they have developed, as you well know, Randy. Kurt Pellegrino likes the top position, and he passes back to half guard. Pellegrino very relentless in his attack, and at 155, he should be able to push even a greater pace than he did at 170 pounds.
He's a very, very active fighter, especially in this grappling position. He's not going to settle for being in the guard and just pounding from there. He's going to want to pass and find a better position to fight from. Pellegrino standing up now to pass.
Delivers some shots, and again, it looks like he's weaving in and out of the guard of Asuncao pretty easily.
He's got Asuncao trapped here a little bit of a kind of an inverted crucifix position, not unlike we saw in our last pay-per-view fight with Matt Hughes.
He's in trouble
and
now.
BJ Penn.
Absolutely, and you know what, Randy? He was in trouble for a moment because Pellegrino had pinned the arm, the blocking arm of Assunção under his leg and opened up, but obviously Assunção able to avoid at least for now.
Assunção rolling around, using his legs very effectively. He gives up his back here. Interesting tactic.
Pellegrino pretty overwhelming here in round one. The body shot to try to open up the head for a potential rear naked choke.
Here's the rear naked choke, trying to sink that in tight.
Can he finish it here? Kurt
Got both
Pellegrino.
hooks in. There's the
and it's
tap.
all over.
There's
Kurt
the tap.
Pellegrino by rear naked choke in the very first round. That was absolutely an overwhelming performance for Batman.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee John McCarthy has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 4 seconds of the very first round. For the winner by tap out due to a rear naked choke, Kurt Batman Pellegrino.
A successful debut at 155 pounds for Kurt Batman Pellegrino. This 155-pound matchup is a clash of experienced Midwesterners. Clay Guida and Justin James both have over 20 mixed martial arts wins, but the one they want the most is that first one in the UFC. Our tale of the tape is brought to you by Science, extreme supplements for extreme athletes, available at GNC stores nationwide. Justin James, 29 years old, 5 years the elder of the carpenter. Clay Guida. James does enjoy a reach advantage.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge of this contest is Steve Mazzagatti.
Steve Mazzagatti, our referee. UFC debuts. More potential talent at 155. Clay Guida against Justin James.
Like we didn't have enough talent.
All right, here we go.
You had that
Are you
right.
ready?
And they are fun to watch, the 55s.
Bring it on.
Explosive, and I'll tell you what, Guida can't wait to get this thing started. Watch the jab. Justin James trying to work the jab. Guida is very relentless with his takedowns and his shoots. Coming straight forward with that left jab is Justin James.
Trying to set up that right hand is James. He missed a couple times with it.
Coming forward, though, continuously. Good
Nice
knee.
knees. Working from the plum, the tie clinch. James doing a nice job of landing some good blows there.
James got his start training with UFC veteran Jeremy Horn. And as I mentioned, he's still a firefighter in his hometown of Council Bluffs, Iowa.
Imagine there's some guys glued to the TV there tonight.
You got that right. Justin James, Clay Guida. Guida in the white trunks.
All right, guys, stop. Take it off the fence.
They take it off the fence. No action happening. Mazzagatti breaks him up, and here we go again. Let's see again if James tries to come forward with that jab to try to set up the big right hand, as you alluded to, Randy. Yep. Continuing to leave that left jab out there.
There's the right hand.
Yep. And it almost appears like Guida just wants to, it doesn't appear like he wants to strike, it's like he wants to duck under and go for the shoot.
Absolutely. I think you look to see him level change under that right hand and try and get to James's body, but he hasn't had any success. James has done a nice job of stuffing those takedowns, repummeling, and keeping the fight standing.
That knee that James
nice
delivered
stiff jab.
did not seem to damage Guida at this point. That stiff jab definitely connected, though. Now he's swinging to the hook. Again, a little clinch and another knee.
Nice knee. Guida came over the top of the tie clinch there with a nice little right hook. Didn't seem to slow James down at all.
Working up against the fence, Justin James pushing on Clay Guida.
Oh,
And there's the takedown.
armbar attempt by James from the bottom.
This is where Guida loves to really work. He shoots relentlessly, and he keeps a wonderful pace up inside or outside of the guard.
Let Justin James work Guida's head and try and work it offline so he can pull these legs
Watch
up.
your head,
Work for
Clay,
the
watch your
uniprata
head.
as a pass or potential submissions.
When you say offline, what do you mean by offline?
Off the center line of James's body. If as long as Guida can keep his head in the center line in his chest, he can hold James down. If James pushes his head from one side to the other, it gives him room to move his hips and be more effective from the bottom position.
James trying to throw elbows from the bottom position. Took his first pro fight at 21 years old, 8 years ago. Both men extremely experienced, as I mentioned, with a combined 42 mixed martial arts wins. Good right by Guida. And Guida tries to fire down again. Now Guida trying to potentially pass guard, or at least throw down a haymaker in the process.
Standing in his guard and trying to pass the feet and come with the big shot. James is lanky for 165 pounds.
And good flexibility
very well, very well. Again, looking for the armbar, wasn't there.
Well, really a 5'10", 155-pound fighter is actually a tall 155-pounder.
Nothing short and compact going on out there right now.
Guida trying to come down with, well, maybe some short and compact swings. And after Guida started very strongly, after James started strongly, Guida's starting to impose his will on Justin James.
Guida doing a smart thing here. He uses the fence. He steers James into the fence, limiting James's mobility, kind of making it more difficult for him to get that angle and pull his legs out and use them effectively.
There was a dude who used to fight in the UFC. He won a belt at heavyweight and light heavyweight. He used to do that a lot. I forget his name, though. He's retired. I don't know who he is. Taking a page out of the natural Randy Couture's book. Was Guida a moment ago.
Guida doing a nice job of standing in the guard of Justin James, finding a way to pass his feet, kind of Olay style, and bringing down some nice shots.
Just 24 years old, Clay Guida. And James is extremely frustrated at this point.
There's an armbar attempt.
Can he get it?
Guida trying to pull out. Now what you want to do? He's got a nice armbar.
Justin James!
He's extending that elbow. I don't know how Guida's staying in this. He's countering.
He sneaks out.
He manages to get out, but he must be really flexible.
James did a great job of just looking frustrating, almost playing possum, Randy, just laying back, catching his breath, and then bam, he tried to slam on the submission.
He had it tight, too, and Guida turning out just in time.
Well, that'll open up Guida's eyes a little bit, and he might be a little less careless when he works those shots on the ground.
Definitely got to pay attention. This kid's wily from the bottom.
Final seconds of round number one, the fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds, and it was James who started strong, Guida who finished strong, but James who almost earned himself a submission victory. Justin James, Clay Guida, set for the second of 3 5-minute rounds.
All right, here we go. You ready? You're ready. Bring it on.
That first round, tough to score.
Yeah, very close. Early in the round, I would have given it to Justin James. He was controlling the striking, landing some nice knees. The takedown went to Guida. Guida did a nice job when he was on top. He scored points. He stayed active, finishing with the submission attempt by Justin James.
Leg kick by Guida. Now, it appears here that James more cautious with that jab because he wants to avoid the takedown, and he can't do it.
He got caught picking up his foot and trying to kick, and anytime you're posted on one foot, you're more vulnerable to the takedown.
I don't think people realize, Randy, how exhausting it is to actually take your opponent down.
It can be very exhausting. You can spend a lot of energy under that guy trying to get position with your hips and drive through all that extra body weight to put the guy on the ground.
But the one thing on the scouting report, if you will, for Guida is that he will shoot and shoot and shoot relentlessly, which, as you know, takes incredible cardio.
Yeah, as a guy who spends a lot of time wrestling, I'm sure he's trained his body to be able to deal with that excess energy that he has to spend to take all those shots and secure those takedowns. Watching the up kick.
Yeah, you got to watch the up kick there, but he's able to avoid. And he's back inside now the closed guard of Justin James.
Justin James doing a nice job using his legs, using the closed guard, trapping the arms, climbing with his legs. Again, looking to try and get angle and take his hips out so he can effectively look for a sweep, an armbar, triangle.
Well, James is known to have good submissions, dangerous hands. We saw him try to utilize that early in the first round, but his submissions are well documented.
Guida doing a nice job controlling, wants to try and open that guard, stand in it, pass those feet, and bring down bigger shots.
You know, this is something you talk about all the time, Randy, imposing your will. And it seems right now that Guida is imposing his will on Justin James.
He's definitely controlling the tempo here on the ground, keeping James in an uncomfortable position, not allowing him to move much, pounding away on him, finding opportunities to score.
A much more lopsided round number two at this point. Advantage Guida. Still though, oh look at that, a little different.
Double, yeah,
little tumble punch. Different technique than we've seen before. Now again, James trying to strike from his back, though.
He's being active from the bottom. It's not like he's just laying there in a static. He's using his legs well, pushing away, trying to create angles.
Randy, I know with a well-placed elbow from bottom position you can end a fight, but is it really possible to get enough force to knock somebody out from the bottom position with just a straight punch?
A standing up kick, yeah, you could catch a guy on the button with your foot, with your heel, and knock a guy out. You have to be very careful. Guida needs to be careful standing in that guard. Other than that, you're probably not going to generate the kind of power that's going to knock anybody out. The potential for an elbow pressing the head away and potentially cutting an opponent, definitely, that could happen. You could see that here. Not seeing any elbows from the bottom from Justin James. One nice elbow there a couple 30 seconds ago by Guida, just as we mentioned elbows.
Well, Guida is as active in the octagon as he was as he ran around the octagon, set to make his UFC debut.
Guida sporting some color on his back there.
Well, if round one was even, this round is not even so far. Guida really controlling the action. And again, Steve Mazzagatti, our referee, has no reason to stand this fight up because in the position on the mat, Guida is staying extremely active and extremely busy.
Both guys are being active. You're seeing Justin James from the bottom pretty active. And I think he needs to be more active. He needs to open his guard, use his legs more, push Guida away, create some space, and in those dives back in, the opportunity for submissions are going to present themselves. Guida content to sit here in the guard, keep his head in the center line, elbows, pounding away, and again, controlling the tempo of this round. The can opener attempt to open that guard of Justin James by Guida.
Come on, show me something down there, show me something.
And now Mazzagatti asks the fighters to show him a little something as they work on the mat here in the octagon. Good elbows.
And there's a fetal position. James looking for an stoppage.
Looking to finish Justin James.
James going to the fetal, past him down, he's got his back. Big trouble here for Justin James with 20 seconds left in the round.
Can he finish it here?
He's got the
rear naked choke. Victory, Clay Guida.
Guida does a nice job of just imposing himself on Justin James. And this fight looked like James was going to set the pace and the tempo, especially in the striking realm. Nice submission attempt at the end of the first round. Second round, Clay Guida made the adjustments, stayed in there, covered him, smothered him, and did a great job of winning this fight.
Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Steve Mazzagatti has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 42 seconds of the second round. For the winner by tap out due to a rear naked choke, Clay the Carpenter Guida.
If not for a rib injury, Caleb Starnes, not Kendall Grove, might have won the Ultimate Fighter. A fan of good old-fashioned ground and pound, Yushin Okami is not your stereotypical Japanese fighter. Our tale of the tape is brought to you by Zions Extreme Supplements for Extreme Athletes, available at GNC stores nationwide. The Canadian Caleb Starnes, 6 years older than the Japanese fighter Yushin Okami. Starnes does have an 1.5 inch reach advantage.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge of this contest is Yves Levine.
Yves Levine, our referee, a battle of 185-pounders. Caleb Starnes and Yushin Okami.
I gotta hold my judge. Close, secure. Good. Are you ready, sir? Are you ready? Fight!
And here we go. Both want top position, both want takedowns.
Stein comes right out, throws a big lead right hand, drives Okami right to the fence. Looking to pull that leg out and put this fight on the ground early.
He had an impacted wisdom tooth during some of the tapings as well, and you know what, the guy just has overcome some things. He's overcome a lot in and out of the ring, actually, and in and out of the octagon as he has branched out into the Ultimate Fighting Championship, and he wants to establish himself at 185 pounds. We have seen a lot of good fighters come from Canada, most notably George St. Pierre, set down the road to fight Matt Hughes for the title once again. David Loiseau, the Crow.
Guy's kind of stuck against the fence here. Caleb stuck in there in the clinch with a nice, good, deep underhook. He needs to be careful about hanging his head that low. He might catch a knee from there.
Absolutely. In fact, is that a missed opportunity by Okami?
Well, Caleb did a good job of keeping his hand on that knee, but then you're kind of stuck in that position. If you take your hand away, he brings that knee up and hits you in the head.
Okami just very calm, very much like your typical Japanese fighter, in the fact that they don't show a lot of emotion, but he's a guy, unlike your typical Japanese fighter, who really likes ground and pound. He's more of a Randy Couture clone, if you will, a Matt Hughes, if the fight goes to the ground, where the normal Japanese fighter, as you know, Randy, oftentimes will just think submission.
And more grappling oriented, or tend to be, where this guy is a little more of an American style of fighter, where he puts a guy on the ground and pounds away on him.
Okami 18-3 overall in his mixed martial arts career, so very impressive indeed.
Nice high kicks by Okami. They're not landing, but at least giving Caleb something else to think about. Nice straight left by Okami.
Okami leading with the right. Southpaw stance with the right leg forward.
Caleb almost seems a little tentative here. I'm not sure what happened, if he's a little frustrated that he didn't take Okami down.
Caught a jab there.
Nice shot by Okami.
So that straight right caught him right there a moment ago. Okami, and it appears that, as you well know, Randy, that Okami's starting to size it up a little bit, feeling a little bit more comfortable. And if Starnes is uncomfortable on the feet, Okami might just want to keep it here for a little while.
Okami definitely winning the striking battle here. Coming across, setting up nice combinations. Uses his jab well, sets up that straight left hand, which you'll see a southpaw do against an orthodox fighter a lot.
Fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Starnes is backing off. Okami starting to push forward. Starnes swings and misses. Well, to set up a takedown even, Caleb's going to have to either eat one or obviously avoid it if he can.
Absolutely. He's got to step into that range of exchanges where he's at least an arm's length away if he thinks he's going to take this guy down. And he's really shying away from the blows. I'm not sure if Okami has great power and that's gotten his attention. He's a lot less aggressive than he came and started this fight with. Now Okami looking for the takedown.
Look though for the guillotine.
Attempt. Watch out for the guillotine. Okami on the hands.
Can he finish it from this position?
Okami's got his hand under, he's pulled that wrist and controlling that hand that's around his neck. But this is a dangerous position for him as the head is stuck in there nice and deep.
Okami just kind of put his head right into that position. It looks like he's going to break free, Randy, and he does. Nice job by Yushin Okami.
Nicely composed, in trouble there for a second.
Starnes was happy to pull guard in that position. Fight scheduled, as I mentioned, 3 5-minute rounds. And let's see if Starnes is more comfortable. Even though, you know, they both kind of wanted that top position, I think Starnes may be more comfortable even on his back than he was a moment ago in the stand-up game.
On his feet, he did not look terribly comfortable at all. He was shying away from the strikes that were coming at him. I was actually surprised that Okami tried for a takedown when he was doing so well in the striking position.
Okami able to land a couple of shots.
Guillotine attempt possible here by Okami.
See if Okami can do anything.
Using the fence, standing guillotine here.
Good knee by Yushin Okami.
Controlling Caleb Stein's head.
Now you want to see the knees there. Obviously, Caleb Starnes is out.
Starnes is out, popped his head out of there.
But you would love to see Okami utilize those knees when he's in that clinch position.
Absolutely, especially when he has his head trapped down like that. If he can clear his head, he can knee him to the head from that standing position.
First round is in the books. Okay.
Here we go for the second round.
Okay, let's go, guys. Fight!
Second round underway. Mike Goldberg, the natural. Randy Couture, UFC Hall of Famer. We are at the Mandalay Bay Events Center, UFC 64. Middleweight matchup between the Ultimate Fighter 3's Caleb Starnes and Japanese fighter Yushin Okami, looking for his second win here in the octagon.
Starnes comes out throwing leg kicks now, trying to establish his own striking range.
Well, interesting that you noted it was curious to both of us what frustrated him on the feet in round number 1.
He spent a lot of time on the fence trying to get that takedown, and did manage to do it and let Okami kind of take control of the tempo of the fight and land better strikes and shied away from the striking positions.
Starnes trying to work himself towards a takedown here, pushing Yushin Okami up against the fence.
Nice knee inside to the thigh. See Okami's whole body move on those.
Now he works the other side. If nothing else, he may loosen up those legs, be able to sweep a leg, Randy, or go for a takedown here. Try to break down his base.
And here's an attempt of a trip by Okami from the body lock position. Kind of a hopping judo trip. Traded places now. Starnes against the fence. Gives a little more of an advantage to Okami. Okami locking his hands, gripping the body again now.
Let's go, guys, work!
See if he goes for this judo trip again.
See if they get active here. Or Yves Levine may break them up. Yep, and then he does. Actually, there's an inadvertent knee, yes.
Interesting that he just chose to let go and walk away. The referee didn't stop the fight. He could have got clocked right there. Oh, that was a direct shot.
Caleb Starnes knew, and you know what? A great show of class and sportsmanship, because you're right. The referee hadn't stopped him. Caleb could have ended it with a big right hand there, but he realized he made a mistake. Acknowledges his opponent. His opponent's fine, and we continue.
It was reminiscent of Trigg and Hughes.
Absolutely.
And Hughes steps back and Trigg is all over him, almost finishes the fight.
Other than the fact that Matt Hughes has concrete in his neck. And if you don't believe it, ask Frank Trigg or BJ Penn.
Yeah, well, I think he had an angel helping him out of that one. It was amazing.
Well, the angel was right in his neck then, because that's where they were trying to choke him. And that was one strong angel. Oh, nice work.
Oh, big right hand. Does a jumping kick and follows it with a really nice straight right hand. Caught Okami off guard. That
Absolutely.
jump, he dropped his hands a little bit, and the punch followed. Nice combination. Back against the fence here. Starnes controlling with the underhook. Okami doing a nice job of countering these takedowns and not allowing Starnes to put the fight on the ground.
Tough to call who was actually controlled this second round.
Both traded positions, gone back and forth.
Round one, Randy, was clearly Yushin Okami, but this one's a little tougher to call.
Much closer round. Again with the trip, body lock.
Let's go, guys, work!
He's a guy being terribly aggressive, not taking a lot of huge risks.
Starnes just mouthed something towards his corner, and again they're gonna break him up. Let's see if we see creativity in the striking skills of Caleb Starnes again.
Drawing him in, he backs up.
Jumping high kick a moment ago. See, again, it's Okami, though, kind of taking the center of the octagon, something you taught me many, many fights ago, Randy, and you can tell that the man who takes the center oftentimes is the man who wants to be the more aggressive striker.
They're absolutely right. There's the best
takedown by Yushin Okami.
Body lock trip by Okami puts Starnes back on the bottom here. Starnes not terribly active with his legs, not trying to do anything with his hips. He doesn't look like he's working for any submissions. Content to tie Okami up. Okami posturing a little. Find a place to land some bigger shots. Open guard by Starnes. Past the legs.
Man, a good job done by Yushin Okami.
Using his range to land some shots.
Yushin Okami trying to win the final part of this round number 2.
Back in the standing guillotine, Okami comes.
Good knee.
Starnes did a nice job of using the half guard to scramble and get to his feet. Exposed himself, exposed his neck a little bit, but Okami didn't really come close to that.
Caleb took a look up at the big screens here in the Mandalay Bay Events Center, Randy, to see how much time was remaining in this second of 3 5-minute rounds.
Nice body kick.
Again. Good kicks by Yushin Okami now. We saw Starnes try the kick. That was a good body kick, as you mentioned, by Okami. Okami may have just grabbed himself this round with this final 90 seconds.
Turn of a high kick checked off the forearms of Okami.
Yushin Okami finishing strong here in round number 2. Set for round number 3. Caleb Starnes and Yushin Okami.
More active with the jab is Caleb Starnes. Nicer combinations by Okami, though. Nice
another
kick
good
again.
kick. And Starnes trying to answer. Starnes really needs to do something here in round 3.
He's got to turn it up. I think he's losing 2 rounds to 1 here. Second round being very close. Could go either way on the judges' scorecard. Again, oh, nice uppercut, and that hurt Starnes.
Yeah, Starnes is now in retreat mode.
That was a very nice uppercut.
Absolutely rocked him. The one thing I've been impressed with Okami, not just his power obviously displayed there, but his versatility in strikes. It's not just the straight, it's not just a cross, it's combinations and an uppercut, it's a kick to the body, and now look and see if Okami can try to finish.
Starnes bleeding from the nose from that uppercut. And again, I question, why would you take him to the ground here when you're dominating the stand-up? You're landing great shots. But he may end up in the mount here. Passing from half guard to mount position is Okami on the top. And Starnes could be in some serious trouble if he secures a full mount position.
Now, I know that Okami took a little bit out of Caleb Starnes there with that big shot a moment ago.
Saw him cover his head and flee, and he's in the full mount here.
Full mount passes
this
guard.
This could be a big problem.
This could be the beginning of the end. Okami working on Starnes. Now he has his back.
Caleb Starnes gives up his back. He's gone fetal here.
Remember, he loves ground and pound, and it is all over. It is all over. Yushin Okami victorious again here in the UFC.
And you saw the start of the end of the fight here with that big uppercut that landed by Yushin Okami on Caleb Starnes. And Caleb Starnes wanted no part of it from that on.
Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Yves Leving has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute 40 seconds of the 3rd round. Due to strikes, this is a TKO with the winner, Yushin Okami.
The king believes his throne could eventually be atop the lightweight mountain. Spencer Fisher is well aware that Dan Lauzon's big brother Joe shocked the UFC world with an upset of his teammate Jens Pulver. Our tale of the tape is brought to you by Zions, extreme supplements for extreme athletes, available at GNC stores nationwide. Spencer Fisher is 30 years old. How about this young man, Dan Lauzon, 18 years old. The last 18-year-old to fight in the UFC was Sean Doherty at UFC 2. Lauzon does have a definitive height and reach advantage.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge of this contest is Mario Yamasaki.
Mario Yamasaki, our referee. A Lauzon against the Miletich fighter. But tonight it's Spencer Fisher against the 18-year-old Dan Lauzon.
Are you ready? Let's go!
Fisher and Pulver are somewhat clones of each other with their striking skills. In fact, everyone from the Miletich camp shares with me often that when those two spar, Pulver and Fisher, it's actually kind of fun to watch. It's a little scary to watch,
yeah.
It's fun to watch.
I imagine you pay tickets just to see a practice.
You got that right.
Nice
Lauzon quickly
Lauzon.
wants to avoid the stand-up game, looking for the shot.
Fisher, nice sprawl. Does a good job of controlling. High single. Nice takedown by Lauzon.
Wow.
Very nice high single by Dan Lauzon. Fisher scrambling hard. Back to the closed guard.
Lauzon trying to utilize some ground skills here. Joe is very soft-spoken. Dan is not. Dan is extremely confident. And it's interesting that Dan Lauzon was a late replacement to fight against Spencer Fisher, and when Joe Silva, our matchmaker, our VP of Talent Relations, started to look for other fighters, he kept looking.
Nice up kick by Spencer Fisher.
And he couldn't find anybody who wanted to fight Spencer Fisher. Lauzon was happy to do it.
Lauzon trying to pass, get to a better fighting position. Spencer Fisher using that butterfly guard. Elbows from the bottom from Spencer Fisher.
You're looking at a kid who had his first pro fight in April, is 4-0 in his mixed martial arts career against a man in Spencer Fisher who's 19-2 overall. Let's see if he tried to use the up kick again. What's the strategy as you try to get back down into a top position, Randy? What's the strategy to avoid the up kick on the way? How can you defend against it or keep your opponent from setting it up?
He's got to come down and get his hands on his feet or his knees.
Like he did there, right?
Right there, exactly. Now he can look to pass. Fisher doing a nice job of keeping him right in front of him, keeping his feet between him and his opponent.
Lozon pretty comfortable right now. The thing that I'm noticing, though, and you pointed it out before, is the shots from the bottom. Spencer Fisher's looking for an elbow opportunity.
He presses the head away and then releases the head, bringing that elbow up into Lozon's face. Lozon very confused for an 18-year-old. Said, what was your job before you started fighting? He said, high school.
That was a tough job for me. Look at Lozon. Spencer Fisher
trying to push away and scramble up.
Spencer's got a smile on his face, but Lozon's cut open the forehead of Fisher. Fisher's got a cut above his right eye.
Spencer now going to use the fence, try and shinny up the fence and get back to his feet. Fisher scrambles out, gets half guard now. Lozon had a full mount there for just a second.
Lozon very comfortable.
He's showing a lot of composure for a young fighter.
Speaking of good sparring matches and good MMA matches that you want to pay to see, I guess Joe and Dan go at it full time in the backyard from time to time, and it's for real.
I can only imagine.
I can beat up my brother. I don't know.
I didn't have brothers. I had sisters.
I hope you could beat him up, Randy.
I had to kick my butt regularly.
Dan Lozon, pushed up by Fisher. Nice job done by Spencer Fisher.
Lozon back to the high single here. See if he can pick him up and dump him again, using his long arms very well to secure the high crotch, high single position.
Impressive first round for Dan Lozon. And as you know, Randy, the longer this fight goes, the more comfortable Lozon is going to become.
More confidence he's going to gain as he goes and continues to control the tempo of this fight. Nice knee by Spencer Fisher. Lozon has head a little low there in the clinch.
Stunning would be one Miletich fighter losing to a newcomer. Shocking would be two of them in a row.
There's a flying knee.
Trying to set it up is Spencer the King Fisher.
Elbows
and another knee.
Elbows from the clinch by Spencer Fisher. And Spencer Fisher jumping right back in the driver's seat here.
And he's giving up his back. Lozon is.
Bodies, knees to the bodies.
Dan Lozon was overwhelmed in that exchange.
Absolutely. He appears to be a little hurt here.
And Fisher feels it. Uppercut.
Covering
Lozon in trouble again, and it is all over. It is all over. Spencer, the King Fisher, is victorious. Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mario Yamasaki has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 38 seconds of the very first round. With a winner by TKO, Spencer the King Fisher.
Spencer the King Fisher wins here tonight. Jam-packed Mandalay Bay Events Center. UFC 64 unstoppable. We move ahead and we move to the heavyweight division. Czech Congo has kicked and kneed his way right into the heavyweight title picture. Tonight, he focuses on the Fury. Ground and pounder Carmelo Moreira set to make his UFC debut. Good heavyweight matchup here tonight. Our tale of the tape is brought to you by Zions Extreme Supplements for extreme athletes. Available at GNC stores nationwide. Czech Congo, the Frenchman, against the American Carmelo Moreira. Only 4 pounds different. Remember, you can be as much as 265 pounds in the heavyweight division, but the big difference, Randy, is in the height and in the reach. And when you're talking about the striker against the wrestler, you're talking about a unique and definitive advantage for Czech Congo this evening.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge of this contest is Eve Loving.
newest member of our team here in the UFC, the lovely Rachel Campbell. Congratulations on winning the Octagon Girl Search.
Fight!
We are underway. Heavyweight battle. Mike Goldberg, the natural, UFC Hall of Famer, former light heavyweight and heavyweight champion Randy Couture. Joe Rogan on assignment tonight. I know he's watching somewhere, though. See how and when Marrero closes the gap, Randy. That's going to be interesting, isn't it?
It certainly is. Let's figure out how he's going to get past it. The punching and the kicking of Sheik Kongo. Kongo should be using that long jab, keep him off of him. Use the footwork. The footwork looks great.
Do you like the open hand defense?
It's not that uncommon. He looks catcher's mitts. He wants to catch those hard balls coming at his head.
And they are definitely hard balls. That's no question about that. And you can tell, as you mentioned, that Kongo's utilizing his footwork not just to set up the strikes, but also because if he keeps bouncing around, it's going to be a little tougher for Marrero to time that shot.
Oh, no,
good
that was
leg
a nice
kick.
leg kick. That's going to leave a mark.
I am not going to bring up Pedro Hizo, Randy Couture yet. But if he hits him like that 2 or 3 more times.
Oh, there's the double leg.
Yep, good takedown.
Good takedown by Marrero.
He had to eat a couple of knees, and Marrero already is able to gain side control. Good position for Carmelo Marrero.
Good side control position. Marrero. Kongo over the head. See if he can use this now to try and roll. Almost looked like Marrero was trying to crawl back into the half guard.
Yeah, he did.
He's trying a topside choke, and the only one I've seen do this choke is Danny Henderson, one of my old workout partners. A very strange place to choke somebody from.
Kongo gives up on his submission attempt. And it's so tough to submit a guy just on pure strength in this day and age because you don't have the legs in the guard position to utilize your leverage, Randy. At least early in a fight, it's tough to finish a choke in that fashion. Maybe late when your guy's gassed, but not at this point.
Nah, not this early in the fight. It is a very effective for Marrero. A weird wrestler's kind of a headlock that, if done properly, you will choke somebody.
Now, Kongo escaped an armbar attempt by Christian Wellich out of AKA, an extremely talented heavyweight, and then took it to him with the knees when they stood the fight back up. But right now, this is where Marrero wants it.
Absolutely, showing that great wrestler's base. He's controlling on the top. Fairly conservative approach, finding places to try and strike and be effective. And Kongo looks a little frustrated. He's not able to move Marrero. Kongo bringing that left arm under the body, looking to find a way to squirt out from underneath Marrero. Marrero just controlling. Look for the referee to start creating some activity here, getting on these fighters. Nice elbows by Marrero. Kongo again trying to find a way to get out from underneath Marrero. Knees to the body from the top side position.
Kongo has really made no attempt to get back up. Now, obviously, Marrero's not letting him back up.
Right.
But Kongo has not tried to sprawl to the feet or anything. And that's where
here's the
there we go.
attempt.
Kongo wants this fight up.
Definitely, I think this is a much better fighting position for Kongo being on the bottom.
But Marrero didn't seem to try to really avoid the guard that much, and as you said earlier, he jumped into half guard.
It looked like he was trying to trap that leg because he had that odd wrestler's front headlock choke that he was attempting, and that would keep Kongo from sliding his hips away to alleviate the pressure. Now stuck in Kongo's guard. Long, lanky legs and arms by Kongo, trying to use those to his advantage.
A human resources director for a company back in the East in Philadelphia, Carmelo Marrero. Very educated, still coaches wrestling, and he's putting on a nice little clinic here in round number 1 once he was able to take Sheik Kongo down. Took a couple of heavy leg kicks, though, and you can even see the weld on his left leg, Randy. You can see it from the camera view just a moment ago, just a flash of it.
You can see the
purple. Yep.
Marrero trying to use the cage to
But after that, a great job done by Carmelo here.
Carmelo trying to stack in.
Marrero may have very well won round number 1.
I think the takedown and control position probably won him that round 10-9. Let's see if Shea can reset here in round number 2 and avoid that takedown. Marrero picking that opportunity when he threw the leg kick and follow with the takedown.
Donne-lui-en s'il en veut sur la bouche, donne-lui-en. Frère, souffle. Frère. C'est bon mon ref? Allez frère.
Heavyweights battling here tonight at the Mandalay Bay. Yves Levine gets round 2 started. Now Congo's going to try to strike again, and he's going to utilize those leg kicks again. He's going to look for that same spot, and you can see the welt again. See the welt right there, Randy, on the left thigh of Carmelo Marrero.
Some nice bruising. There's the double leg attempt. Marrero again to the body
nice takedown. And again to side control, but he jumps into half guard one more time. He could have had side control there and kept it.
And you know, I don't mind the half guard position. It gives him a leg to sit on to keep his opponent immobile and trap him a little bit, if you will. And I know a few other wrestlers that like that position. It gives them something to hang on to. A little less precarious than you are in side position.
And we have not seen Congo do anything from bottom.
He's not used his legs effectively. He hasn't been able to get out from underneath that wrestler's base that Marrero possesses.
Controlling the fight here tonight so far is the UFC newcomer Carmelo Marrero, 5-0 as I mentioned in his mixed martial arts career, and Congo has looked unstoppable before. Congo trying to work a choke though.
There's a guillotine choke attempt by Shea Congo from the bottom.
Now he's got the half guard. If he can get the full guard, he might be able to get a little leverage on it.
He may be able to roll him from this position, if nothing else, and get out from underneath him. But he's got the choke in fairly deep, but it doesn't seem to be bothering Carmelo at all. And he may use this as an escape. But again, you see Carmelo sitting on that bottom leg and keeping him trapped there.
Will Congo use this to try to finish the fight, or will Congo utilize this position to try to get back up to his feet?
I think to get up, as he's doing now. He's using the fence, coming back up, backing on the single leg. He's got to watch again for the guillotine as he attempts to put Congo back on the mat.
And back down they go.
Now in a more traditional full guillotine.
Can Congo finish it here?
Wow, he's got it in deep.
Is Marrero in trouble?
Marrero's starting to fight hands now. Carmelo's starting to fight hands, trying to get his head out. Congo spending a lot of energy, again trying to use this position to get up, using the fence. Would love to get out from underneath Carmelo, and there's the head comes free.
Great job done. Round 1 and round 2. Marrero breaks free from a choke attempt, and now he's throwing down haymakers. Better watch the up kick. The long legs of Czech Congo, very dangerous, standing or when he's on his back.
Congo's got to use that fence and start getting elevation with his head. Can't afford to spend the rest of this round on the bottom.
Look at that welt. It looks a little bit like the one the natural had after his couture of one. They're going to stand him up.
This is in Congo's favor. He's got to become more effective with his hands, let his hands go a little bit, lower his level. He's dealing with a shorter fighter who's able to get under those punches. Here's the double leg attempt. Here's the trip again. Congo scrambles, almost comes out on top.
Congo's tried the choke in both the first and second round. Marrero's worked through it. Right now, Marrero has controlled the grappling. He's had octagon control. He may very well be ahead on the judges' scorecards. Carmelo Marrero trying to pull off what would be not a major upset, but a bit of a minor upset. Not exactly what we expected, because as I mentioned earlier, this is a jump up in class, if you will, a jump up in competition for Marrero.
Absolutely, a big test for Carmelo. And, you know, coming in here relatively unknown and having seen the impressive victories that Congo's established his last 2 fights makes it maybe a bit of an upset. But you got to count this guy's wrestling experience. He's got a lot of wrestling experience. Able to control from the top. 50 seconds left, and Congo's really, here we go, standing him back up again. And again, Marrero really laying and praying at this point. He's not doing a whole lot from the top, but he is dominating the tempo of the fight and controlling the position.
Marrero's got to keep those hands up because, as you know, when fatigue starts to set in, the hands start to come down. Good inside leg kicks, outside kick, and right into it. Half guard again. Marrero is controlling this fight. But Marrero knows they better stay right here or he may not control it for very long.
I think you can see that in his eyes when they stand back up. He's like, oh boy, I really don't want to be here right now.
Can't we just stay on the ground, please? Yves Levine, please let us stay here. Final 10 seconds of round number 2. Heavyweight matchup scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Again, Marrero does a great job on the heavily favored Czech Congo.
Very controlling, using his wrestling base to keep this fight on the ground. Nice takedowns.
Same thing.
Feeling a little more desperation in Congo, and that's actually making it easier for Marrero to take him down. Marrero looking to shoot his double again. Congo almost has a takedown of his own, countering Marrero's energy forward.
Much tougher to take down here is Congo.
Congo needs to really open up. I think he realizes he's lost 2 rounds here.
Yeah, Congo's got to go for broke here, Randy, in the 3rd and final round.
Non, let go the cage. Lâche la cage. Lâche la cage. Let's go the cage.
Congo trying to stay busy here.
Here's a big hip toss attempt. Nice wrestling by Marrero.
And Marrero has Congo's back.
Could be in trouble.
Just for a moment, though.
This is not where Congo wants to be.
Congo cannot avoid being taken down in this fight.
He's really at the whim and mercy of Carmelo Marrero here. Doing a great job as a wrestler on top.
Let's go, guys, work!
Referee warning him. Going to see this fight stood up again.
And they do.
Come on, get up.
3 minutes and 20 seconds separating Czech Congo from what would appear to be defeat.
Yeah, Congo has to open up here.
Absolutely.
He has to make something happen. He's got to turn it up, let his hands go, let his feet go. Look to time a knee. You know the guy's going to bend over and shoot here. He's got to time a knee and catch him coming in. He's got to open up. He knows that Marrero wants no part of him in the standing position here.
Good sprawl, and up is Congo.
Make him work here now.
Now Congo trying to throw down.
Make this kid stand back up. If I was Czech Congo.
That's a great point, Randy, but again, he jumps into half guard.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to waste his time. He's got 2 minutes and 40 seconds to make something happen here. I don't think he wants to spend it chipping away at him on the ground. He needs to make something big happen on his feet. Watch the down elbows. Almost saw the referee step in there. A little bit of a verbal warning, possibly.
You brought up a great point, though, Randy. If you're Czech Congo and down with Marrero for a moment, instead of jumping in the guard or trying to finish a takedown and finish the fight here, why not just stay on your feet, get up, say, come on, get back up, and let's go again?
Absolutely. He needs more than just to win this round. He's got to make something definitive happen in this round to win the fight.
Well, he could be derailed on his title shot.
Americana's an armbar attempt here. I don't know if he's got anything. His head's in the way. I don't think he's going to get this.
Still trying to work that left arm of Carmelo Marrero. 1 minute, 54 seconds remains in the 3rd round. 2 belts on the line tonight.
And now returning the favors, Marrero from the bottom.
Congo, side control.
Trying to use the elbows.
But he needs to get busy.
He really got to open up, and he's going to get taken down here from the single leg position from the bottom by Marrero. Nice sprawl, big long legs.
You know, if this fight were to get stood up at this point, that wouldn't be all bad for Congo.
It certainly wouldn't.
In fact, if again, well, there they go. They're up.
He is really
and Morero's gassed now. But down goes Congo.
This could be a real problem for Congo here. He's really got to open up with a minute left and make something happen. He still clearly won this third round, but it's not enough. I think he lost the first 2 rounds closely, 10-9, 10-9.
Total control by Carmelo Morero. All right, they're
40 seconds left.
Exactly.
Jake Congo has to go for broke here. He has to go wide open, let him go, and see if he can land that shot. Morero's bent over, hands on the knees. Pretty traditional, tired position.
Some loose tape on the right hand, the glove of Congo. And again, Morero, I mean the sprawl, but Congo not stepping away from these shots.
To clear here and throw his hands.
Wrestler controlling. What a surprise, man.
Yeah.
10 seconds remains.
End of the fight here.
Carmelo Morero has neutralized one of the best strikers in the heavyweight division. Done an excellent job of doing so.
That's the end of the fight.
Carmelo Morero may very well lead this octagon 6-0 in his mixed martial arts career. Bruce Buffer has the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. Nelson Hamilton scores the bout 29-28, Morero. Tony Weeks scores the bout 29-28, Congo. And Lester Griffin scores the contest 29-28 for the winner by split decision, Carmelo the Fury Morero.
The Mickey's girls in attendance here tonight at the Mandalay Bay Events Center. Mickey's, the official beer of the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Time for a welterweight matchup. John Fitch has quickly established himself as a force to be feared at 170 pounds. Fitch must welcome in Kuniyoshi Hironaka, the former Japanese military man, to the UFC. Our tale of the tape is brought to you by Zions. Extreme supplements for extreme athletes, available at GNC stores nationwide. The American Fitch, the former Boilermaker, has a 6-inch reach advantage on Japan's Kuniyoshi Hironaka, who is 2 years older. So a height and reach advantage for Fitch. Fitch is an outstanding wrestler. That reach advantage may be nullified when Fitch goes for his first takedown. Hironaka and Fitch. Yamasaki, our referee. And we are set to go.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go! Come on!
The fight is underway. Fitch will press forward. He will press forward with throwing the caution, if you will. He throws caution away big time, doesn't he?
Very aggressive fighter.
There's so many studs out of AKA, as you alluded to, and Koscheck gets better all the time. Switch is coming off the biggest win of his career, defeating David Loiseau.
The judo position here from Hironaka.
But Fitch may be the one who, quietly, Randy, if you will, has the most potential to do the most damage. And that's no disrespect to the other guys. That's a compliment to Fitch.
Well, there's no question they're all making each other better on a daily basis. They're challenging each other in that room and making each other sharp. Almost the inside trip by Hironaka. Traded places with Fitch and put him against the fence. Seeing that judo skill come out here, the balance.
We're going to give up at least for now on that attempt.
Double underhooks. Nice Fitch. Trip by Fitch. Inside trip, a wrestler's takedown. Right to the triangle. Got to watch the triangle.
Looking for the triangle here, Naka. Does he have it deep? Let's see.
Fitch trying to counter. He's sinking it deeper. Fitch is in deep trouble here.
Hironaka trying to finish it with the triangle. What you see on the back of John Fitch is some lettering that came off one of the partitions of the ring post here in the octagon. That is not a Band-Aid. That is not a white tattoo. It's the P of tapout.com.
Very, very tight triangle here. Fitch having trouble countering, loosening up, but he keeps trying to re-cinch it, lock that foot in behind his knee. He's got the wrong angle to really sink this triangle deep, but it's still very tight.
What does Fitch need to do to get out of this, Randy?
He needs to keep circling the way he's circling, and eventually those feet will pop apart. But he can't let Hironaka crawl back into a good position. Now he's trying to limit him, scrape him off on the fence.
Hironaka pulling down on the back of the head of Fitch, trying to just secure that potential triangle just a little bit more.
Make it tighter. He's got the wrong angle to really sink the triangle deep.
Hironaka is utilizing a ton of energy as well here. Fitch trying to get out of the submission eventually, but Hironaka trying to finish the fight here in the first round.
The feet are going to pop again.
Fitch starting to work his way out a little bit. Hironaka, I'm happy to maintain control. The feet came apart not once, now twice. Fitch not completely out yet, but pretty close.
Swim back in with that right arm and come back through those legs and eliminate this position.
See, it looked like again, Randy, he started
again
working his way out.
Adjust. Yeah, he cannot get out of here. Hironaka is still on the wrong side of Fitch's head to really sink the triangle deep, but he certainly has him trapped there.
First round between John Fitch and Kuniyoshi Hironaka.
Fitch is going to get out here. If he postures up, he'll come out. Carefully doesn't come out right into an armbar.
Absolutely. Fitch slowly working his way out. Slowly and methodically trying to work his way out. And again, every time it appears he starts to
here he's starting to swim that arm back in.
Yep.
There.
There we go. Fitch able to work his way out.
Somebody needs to open up here.
Now Fitch will look to utilize some ground and pound inside the guard of Hironaka.
Posture in, use the fence, and big shots.
And Fitch is in a great position here, Randy. Even though he was in a submission attempt, he's in a great position in the fact that he has his opponent up against the fence.
Absolutely, limited his mobility and his ability to do anything from the bottom in the submission way and land big shots by posturing and bringing his hips in and his head up, creating space. There's the pass.
And Fitch trying to take Hironaka's back.
Not sure if Hironaka ran up the fence to try and get out and gave up his back, or Fitch threw him by and passed. Full back mount position here.
Fitch has got both hooks in, Randy.
Hironaka's got 25 seconds. He's got to hang on here. Trying to sink the choke. Hironaka looks pretty composed. You know, Kaoru is very good from this position. His mentor and trainer gives up his back a lot and uses that as an opportunity to reverse and end up on top of his opponents.
Hironaka doing a nice job here. Hironaka's accustomed to grappling and submission wrestling and able to avoid, but he controlled the early part of the round.
Controlled the early part of the round. I think Fitch came back strong. Would probably give that round to Fitch, being the way he finished, pretty dominant on his back like that, attempted submission.
Set to start the second round, Hironaka and Fitch.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go, come on!
A little swelling on Hironaka's eyes. I think.
Oh, big
nice
kick by Fitch.
Right hand followed by a nice leg.
And the big
takedown by Fitch.
Takedown.
Nice amplitude on that, picked him up and dropped him hard.
Now Fitch looking to impose his will on Hironaka. I'll let you have a little fun in round one, but now let's get this baby started.
Done playing around.
That's why every time I talk to Joe Silva, our matchmaker, about John Fitch, the first word out of his mouth is Fitch is a beast. And you saw an example of that right there.
Yeah.
That's a hungry, hungry dude, man.
Picked him up and flung him down like a sack of spuds. Standing in the guard, bringing down big shots. Again, Fitch using the fence nicely. Not giving Hironaka much room to maneuver anywhere. It was a beautiful right hand followed by the left leg kick to the head. It was an awesome combination. And then followed again by the takedown, a big slam. Hironaka used the closed guard, trying to look for that triangle again. Fitch felt it coming. Popped out and passed. Fitch trying to clear his arm, and when he clears his arm, he's got good cross-side position.
Maintain top, stand out of it.
Hironaka hanging on to that for dear life.
Anything he can, because all of a sudden we're starting to see Fitch, and Fitch again has his opponent pushed up against the fence.
Back into the guard. Nice sweep.
Good job.
Nice sweep
done
by Hironaka. Use that butterfly guard, overhooking the one arm and sweeping, rolling
Randy,
Fitch.
this is exactly what Fitch said, though, going in. He knew that he was in for quite a battle. He knew he had his work cut out for him. He kind of figured he wasn't going to overwhelm early. He knew he was going to have to work for it, and he has worked for it.
He has absolutely. He had to fight for over 2 minutes to get out of that triangle choke, and now a knee bar attempt. Hironaka pulling all the tricks out of the bag.
Going to take his back for the second time. Let's see if he can get the hooks in again, as Fitch was able to do late in the first round.
Nice grounded pound.
Now. Yep.
Almost a mount position. The one butterfly hook that's keeping him from passing the full mount. Now both butterfly hooks in. Mario Yamazaki standing the fight up, didn't like the action on the ground. Fitch chance to
let's see if
turn it up
anybody does
again.
something with the stand-up. We saw the kick a moment ago by Fitch, but then we had the big takedown by John.
Left hook
really
attempt
looking
by
to knock the
Hironaka.
other guy out.
Nice combinations by Fitch.
Good knee. And
Again with the high kick to the head.
That's where training in mixed martial
Nice
arts
double leg.
starts to help you develop more skills, a variety of skills. And the high kick that time set up the takedown.
You're going to find another sport where you're going to see a guy with beautiful double leg takedowns and the ability to kick you in the head all in the same
absolutely.
place.
It's a pretty cool sport, isn't it?
Awesome.
I think you do. And Fitch again developing in a very, very meteoric fashion, if you will.
Nice elbows, nice combinations from the top. Nice ground and pound here by Fitch. Using that fence again. Trapping Hironaka. Armbar attempt. Watch triangle attempt now. It might be an armbar, but now it's a triangle.
Well, Hironaka is, as we mentioned earlier, not only just a judo black belt, but also a Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt. Military officer back in his home country of Japan.
53 seconds in this round. Fitch trying to keep that arm in there, that right arm, to keep Hironaka from getting this trapping triangle choke again.
Hironaka, when asked about his opportunity to fight in the UFC, he said his dream has come true and he doesn't want to waste this monster chance that he has been given. He will become the champion, he believes, at 170 pounds. Fitch wants to break in truly into those top rankings, and he can with an impressive win here tonight.
Nice posturing by Fitch, trapping Hironaka and landing some good shots from the top position. Well, Hironaka's slippery. He's a wiry bugger from the bottom. Very tricky.
Good elbows by John Fitch. Fitch with the big elbows to end round number 2.
Clearly John Fitch's round, I think. Nice combinations on his feet.
Hironaka's starting to get beat up a little bit in that second round.
A little bit of a bloody nose, a little bit of swelling on the left eye of Hironaka. Fitch is cornered, spurring him on. Bring it on your feet, let him go. Nice right kicks.
Another good kick.
Couple of nice right kicks.
And a combination by Fitch.
I'm thinking Fitch was listening.
Absolutely, Fitch with the left jab. Fitch with another jab.
Oh, and Hironaka brings one back.
Jab. 3 straight lefts land. The corner of John Fitch, we talked about what a great job they do at AKA, led by Crazy Bob Cook. He said, utilize your reach. He has nothing for you in the stand-up game. And boom, Fitch came right out and delivered.
Here we see Hironaka trying to take him down. See these punching combinations.
Now, if you're Fitch and you're just absolutely owning the stand-up game right here, do you think about the takedown? Oh, spinning back kick. You think about the takedown, Randy?
I don't think you do. But
no, maybe not. Then again, you wrestlers often go into that automatic wrestler mode.
Yeah, he got hit right there. He probably did revert right to his.
It's like Matt Hughes told us one time. He said, "You see that opening for the double leg? It's like a big old chicken bone. It's like that extra piece of turkey on Thanksgiving. You gotta put a little gravy on the mashed potato. You gotta go for it, don't you?"
It's the Warner Brothers cartoon where the guy turns into a T-bone.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody's bleeding badly. It looks like Fitch. I think that punch right before the takedown caught Fitch.
Now there's some blood here, all over the body. Yep, it did catch him big time on the bridge of the nose. Yep. They'll check the cut. The good news is that it's on the nose and it won't affect the vision of John Fitch. So Yamasaki will put them in the same position as they were in prior to the doctor's stoppage. Looking pretty good though now is John Fitch. Fitch trying to finish this fight, go to 4-0 in the UFC. And trying to make another statement to the powers that lead us here at the Ultimate Fighting Championship. He might be next on the list for one George St. Pierre or Matt Hughes.
Definitely trying to work his way up into that top-notch class in that 170-pound division.
Hard to deny him a title shot if he continues to beat opponents like Brock Larson, who's a very good fighter. He did that at 185. Then Berkman, then Thiago Alves. And we saw how great Alves looked Tuesday night on Spike TV. Mike Goldberg, the natural Randy Couture.
You're going to have to work with this. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. You keep working. Don't stop working.
Posture.
You're going to try to pull him away.
Fitch really working some inside body shots now.
Doing some good work on the top here. He gets so slippery with that blood. Here, the double leg. And Fitch, I thought it was the punch of Hironaka that started the bleeding, but I think Fitch did it to himself. As I watch a replay, I think we're going to show you this, as he slams his own nose.
Yep, he slammed his own nose, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he went for the takedown. Still bloody though, it still hurts. If you hit me or I hit myself, it's still pretty bloodied up. But that's not, the nose, the bridge of the nose a long way from your heart if you're John Fitch.
Nice elbow.
Yeah, really
Fitch.
starting to oppose his will now.
He gets so slippery here with this blood. Allows you to clear and throw more shots.
It makes it easier to throw shots, Randy, but tougher to submit, correct? With
exactly,
the slippery bodies?
Which works against Hironaka in both situations here. Hironaka with a dandy cut on his nose now. Swelling on both eyes.
Hironaka definitely looks like he's been in a fight here tonight. 1 minute 40 seconds remains. Lightweight title fight, middleweight championship, still tonight. UFC 64 Unstoppable. 2 belts will be given out this evening. One may actually be retained. That, hopefully, in the house of Rich Franklin and his camp. At least he feels that way, obviously, in beautiful Cincinnati, Ohio. Stop! Fitch starting to control things. They're going to stand him up, and this, again, is not bad for John Fitch.
Minute 19 in the third round. See the blood clots coming out of John Fitch's nose. Again, I think it was self-inflicted. Hironaka not looking much better at this point.
Absolutely
Some
not.
nice elbows and ground and pound from John Fitch on top.
Hironaka's going to look for something he can.
Oh, big leg kick.
And again,
double leg, watch the guillotine.
Control. Watch out if you're John Fitch.
Got to the half guard here. No guillotine danger really from the half guard.
And giving it up right away was Hironaka. He knew he wasn't going to finish from that position. Eddie Bravo, if we go to a decision, will help us score the fight. Fitch is 33 seconds away from an apparent victory.
Fitch again imposing a dominant will here on top and landing some great shots.
Hironaka tried to work the submission in the first round, but the second and third round have been dominated by the former Purdue Boilermaker wrestling captain.
I tell you, a lot of that black belt technique and the submissions go out the window when a guy can elbow you and punch you in the face. It changes your attitude.
10 seconds, let's go! Let's go!
Final seconds of the round. Oh, a big right. Hironaka's rocked. And we have gone the distance. We will render the judge's decision. Fitch trying to ruin the debut of Kiyoshi Hironaka. The decision is in, and here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. Abe Bellardo scores the contest 30-25. Lester Griffin scores at 30-27, and Glenn Trowbridge scores the bout 30-27 for the winner by unanimous decision, John Fitch.
Fitch, a winner by unanimous decision. He is 4-0 in the UFC. Coming up next here at the UFC tonight, it's the lightweight battle. First time in a long time, we will give out a lightweight belt. 155-pound champion, no longer Jens Pulver. The next 155-pound champion will be either Sean Shirk or Ken Florian. Now let's be honest here. He is the guy, if you saw him at the bar and you were in an ornery mood, you'd say, all right, boys, let's get a little rumble. I'm going to fight the skinny, geeky-looking kid. It would be a bad decision. Now, conversely, if you were at that same bar and you saw Sean Shirk, you would tell your best friend to try to take him out. Maybe you didn't like your best friend as much as you liked. I'll tell you one thing, though. Ken Florian has true skills. Sean the Muscle Shark Shirk is destructive. Only one will leave tonight as the new king of 155 pounds.
There's no doubt in my mind that Sean Shirk is coming into this fight thinking he already has the belt. You know, I think he already has the polish out. He already has, he's getting the measurements of how the belt's gonna fit, But I'm gonna go out there and surprise him. If he thinks it's gonna be an easy fight, he's crazy.
Sure. Is this gonna be your last fight at 170?
This is my last fight at 170, and any other 55-pounders out there who want to fight me, that's where I'll be. So come and get it.
Sean Shirk with the takedown.
This is his first fight at 155. It'll be interesting to see how he adjusts to the weight cut.
Now, actually losing weight has made me faster, and it's made my conditioning a lot better.
Everyone says he's unbeatable. I don't think that's true.
Look at him finish it quickly. This one could be all over. Kenny Florian, very naked choke.
I respect Sean Shirk as a fighter, but I truly believe that he is, for the most part, a wrestler fighting MMA.
I'm not the kind of person that you should underestimate. I've been training mixed martial arts for 12 years. I've been wrestling for 25 years.
You could say he's been doing Tai Chi for 100 years. It doesn't matter. For the most part, when he goes out and fights, he's a wrestler who likes to ground and pound.
It's not possible for Kenny to avoid my strength.
Shirk's just got incredible strength.
Whatever strength he thinks he's going to come into the fight with, I already have an answer for him.
He's never fought a big, strong, powerful wrestler who's gonna push him.
My opponent needs to be worried about what I'm gonna do.
Oh, that is a nasty cut.
Kenny has great elbows. I do not want to end this fight on a cut. For me to take Kenny lightly, that's not gonna happen. I'm fighting for a world title here, and I'm not gonna lose this fight.
That first mistake he makes, he's cooked.
I'm gonna take the fight out of him, and I'm gonna make him want to quit.
I'm gonna go in there and upset him, and I'm gonna be the lightweight champion.
Ken Florian, as we mentioned earlier, a man you know very well from The Ultimate Fighter 1. Very highly skilled, very highly mentally strong as well.
Very tough mentally. He may look like a CPA, but if you're late on your taxes, he's going to make you pay. He's very well-rounded, Brazilian black belt, great Muay Thai skills. His hands are good. He brings the total package.
He actually may be more intelligent than a lot of CPAs out there, and again, I'm not being mean to accountants. Ken Florian is extremely mental, extremely physical. In fact, a physical specimen is Sean the Muscle Shark Shirk.
Absolutely. Great wrestler. He takes most of his opponents down to the ground, controls them, very strong, very physical. He's going to ground and pound. He's got some very slick submissions as well. So, I mean, that's going to make for a very interesting fight.
We are thrilled that the 155-pound weight class is back. We're thrilled tonight to award the belt to either Kenny Florian or Sean the Muscle Shark Shirk. Ken Florian. Very interesting as he came in. He spent 3 weeks in Thailand prior to the Ultimate Fighter 3 finale. So as you mentioned, mentally very introspective, and it gave him, he said, an entirely new perspective on the sport in which he hopes to be the king of at 155 pounds in a matter of minutes.
Well, I can tell you, living in a place like that, kind of enduring the living conditions and all that, if anything else, it'll make you glad you're an American and glad to be home. And I'm sure, I mean, their Thai fighting style over there is second to none. I'm sure the training, Mark Delagrotti, his trainer, who worked with me on the 4th season of The Ultimate Fighter, is one of the best instructors of stand-up that I've seen. And he's one of those guys from stand-up world that has a very open mind and has made the transition from his stand-up world to mixed martial arts very well. And Kenny shows that.
Ken Florian. Set to try to win the lightweight title here tonight from the Mandalay Bay. The Muscle Shark, Sean Sherk, amazingly his only losses in his very impressive mixed martial arts career, 40 fights worth. George St. Pierre, Matthews, both at 170 pounds, and remember, he went the distance with Matthews.
He's a very powerful guy, very, very skilled veteran in this game. There's one thing he knows how to fight. As he said himself, he's been training in this sport for 20 years, 12 years in MMA and wrestling for 20, so a lot of experience in that body.
Been 15 years since he weighed 155. I guarantee he doesn't weigh 155 now.
Not tonight.
He did a trial cut, Randy. The first time he went from 180 to 155, it took him 3 weeks. It was very tough. It wouldn't have been a good situation. But he was smart enough to do it another time and went smoothly. This time he feels extremely comfortable at 155. Our tale of the tape for this lightweight championship fight brought to you by Zion's Extreme Supplements for Extreme Athletes, available at GNC stores nationwide. Sherk came in at a nice smooth 154.5. Florian easily made 155. Florian is 3 years younger, but he has a huge reach advantage. He also has razor sharp David Loiseau type elbows. If you don't believe me, ask Alex Alexis. Lightweight title on the line. The official introductions come from Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this UFC championship bout is sponsored by Mickey's Fine Malt Liquor, the official beer of the UFC. Mickey's Gets Done, and Amped Mobile, more mobile than you're used to. And also Lionsgate presents Saw 3 in theaters Friday, October 27th. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 2 men have entered the octagon for a 5-round contest to determine who will be the UFC lightweight champion of the world. Introducing first, the man fighting out of the blue corner. He is a mixed martial artist who holds a professional record of 7 wins with 2 losses. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 155 pounds. Fighting out of Boston, Massachusetts, Ken Florian. opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a submission wrestler who holds a professional record of 34 wins with 2 losses and 1 draw. Standing 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 154 and 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Oak Grove, Minnesota, the Muscle Shark, Sean Shark! And when the action begins, our referee is Steve Mazzagatti.
Gentlemen, this is the lightweight championship of the world. You know the rules. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Most of all, come out ready to fight. Hook them up and let's do it.
Lightweight title on the line. A new champion will be born. Here this evening, will it be Kenny Florian? Or will it be Sean Shark? Scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds.
Oh, nice little left hook.
Absolutely, and the quick takedown by Shark.
Quick double leg, cross side.
Shark believes he can overpower Florian very much like Diego Sanchez did in the Ultimate Fighter 1 finale. Of course, that was a 185-pound fight. But there is a difference strength-wise, and you could see that fight. It would be unfortunate for Florian, but you could see that fight potentially going in the same direction as Diego and Ken Flo went.
Yeah, you could see it that way, but I don't see the size difference that Diego has over Kenny Florian. I think Kenny Florian's going to be able to deal with this, and this is the right weight class for Kenny Florian.
Right.
Whether or not this is the right weight class for Sean Shark, we don't know yet. This is his first time down at this weight, and you know, all of his tough competitions have been up at 170 pounds. I'm sure, being a wrestler, he knows how to cut weight. He's done it right, and you know, the fact that he had the sense to do a trial run and see how he was going to feel cutting to 155 tells me a lot.
He's at least halfway out of the guard of Kenny Florian right now. Use the arm to free the left leg in the half guard of Florian. Shark actually won 2 of the 5 rounds on the judges' scorecards against Matt Hughes back at UFC 42 in April of 2003. A second chance for Shark to be a UFC champion because that was a welterweight championship fight.
Absolutely. Showing some great wrestling skills, beautiful level change and takedown. You know, Kenny doing a nice job on the bottom, dynamically rolling around to get back to a guard position. Both these guys are very skilled.
No question. Kenny has spent a lot of time back in Boston training, and you know he spent a lot of time working from his back. Any jiu-jitsu practitioner who has a black belt has done it his entire life, but he knew that potentially he would be in this situation. Shark just trying to overpower.
Close guard by Kenny Florian. Shark trying to pound away. Florian doing a pretty nice job of protecting himself. Not exposing any clear shots for Shark.
You've got to watch the Ken Flo elbows, especially from this bottom position, because he can open you up, and Shark knows that. Shark's throwing some forearms and elbows of his own here. Our one and only champion prior to tonight at 155 pounds was Jens Pulver.
Guillotine attempt here by Kenny Florian. Shark put his head down on the mat and posted to try and pass.
Kenny trying to extend
Kenny
that
trying
guard.
to get a guillotine here. Shark fighting hands underneath. Shark passes to half guard. He's spending a lot of energy squeezing Shark, but I'm not sure he has it from the half guard.
Look at his arm is very loose right now, and Shark is out. Submission attempts, failed ones, will become frustrating for Kenny Florian, but I'll tell you what, he will continue to try to go for him.
Shark now trying to pass to Mount.
Kenny does a nice job of, when he does pass, that being Sean Shark, getting himself back into the guard position. Shark trying to pull out that leg again. Kenny goes, trying to get full guard, then back to half guard as Shark passes the left leg.
Kenny moves his hips very well on the bottom, shifting his hips from one side to the other to pull those legs back into that guard position, or half guard position.
Shark trying to put some punishment on Ken Flo Florian here in the first round. Now, Kenny said he can win this fight in 2 places. That's standing or that's in the submission game. He feels the only way Shark can win it is with his wrestling skills, but right now Shark is utilizing those.
Absolutely. Beautiful takedown really quickly in the first round, and now the rest of the fight, Kenny's been on the bottom, kind of reacting to Shark and really allowing Sean Shark to control the tempo of this fight and the position of this fight.
In submission wrestling, Kenny has fought much larger opponents, including Jeff Munson, who is going to fight for the heavyweight title at Arco Arena on November 18th, UFC 65 Bad Intentions. Matt Hughes, George St. Pierre also on the card that night. 2 belts in November. 2 belts here tonight. Florian trying to spin out. And
Florian reverses him and ends up on top. Armbar attempt by Shirk. Not going to get it. Florian now, look for Florian. Oh, nice double-legged, nice scrambles.
This is really going to test the cardio of both Kenny Florian and Sean Shirk because it's a good pace here in round 1.
Absolutely. You've got to gain appreciation for some ground fighting here. This is not your static, boring ground fight. Both these guys doing a lot of jockeying, a lot of technical fighting going on here from the top and the bottom position.
Shirk relentless in his attack. He has gone a full 25 minutes before here in the octagon. Kenny Florian has not. In fact, his last 2 fights in the UFC lasted 37 seconds and 1 minute and 46 seconds. Good first round for Sean Shirk. Eddie Bravo is with us here at the octagon. He will help us score this championship fight.
There was one of those elbows, and Shirk comes back with his own elbow. Kenny tried to press the head away and bring an elbow in.
Kenny controlled in round 1, but it doesn't appear as if he was hurt.
I think he did a very good job of protecting himself, but he was dominated. He allowed Sean to keep that top position. Got on top for a split second, but Sean, very good at scrambling, got right back on top.
Sold out in Mandalay Bay Events Center. Sean Shirk.
You're going to be tired, my friend. He's going to be dying, all right? You're not even tired yet, my friend. Look at that. He has nothing for it. You have nothing for it. Okay, you're doing beautiful. You're pushing. Bring him to the fence. Get his head against the fence, okay? Start pushing past the hands just like you do. Be a little bit busier, but when you grab that wrist, boom, all of a sudden bring it up top, all right? When you're doing that push pass, push.
Be patient, okay? Be patient. God will lead you. God will tell you what to do. Be patient.
Get that arm under, Kenny, all right? You got to trust your jiu-jitsu. You listen to me? You got to hit those hips back. Keep that jab going. Let the left go. Don't let the kicks go. All right, go ahead. I understand.
Kenny's brother Keith in the corner. Eddie Bravo, your thoughts on round 1?
Shirk never had Florian in trouble, but he did get a couple takedowns, landed a couple elbows, forearms, hammer fist, and he did pass Florian's guard once. 10-9, Sean Shirk.
Sean Shirk, in Eddie's estimation, wins the first of 5 5-minute rounds. Very spiritual, very mentally strong, as we talked about. Kenny Florian, good
nice kick
by
to the
Florian.
body. And watch, Sean Shirk. Sean Shirk is keying off of Kenny's jab. He'll throw that jab, and Sean will come right away with a big hook. Nice double leg takedown by Sean Shirk.
Shirk in the closed guard, at least in the closed attempt guard of Kenny Florian. Now Kenny has 1 leg up, 1 leg under. Kenny trying to work the elbow from the bottom. Somebody's bloody.
That was a cut now from Kenny Florian's elbow on Sean Shirk's head.
That's what we talked about, the elbow from the bottom
position. Trying to work for a triangle position here.
He's really cut. Look at the cut on the forehead of Sean Shirk. Kenny can throw Florian with those razor-sharp elbows that we talked about.
He pressed the head away and then released the head and bring the elbow in.
Oh, and he is wide open.
A cut in the scalp of Sean Shirk, and the scalp wounds always tend to bleed more. I'm sure it's not serious to Sean Shirk, but it is going to create a slippery situation.
Two, as they would say in Boston, Randy, 2 wicked elbows.
Kenny tried to use the fence to change his position, get his hips out. Sean trying to steer him back.
They're going to check the cut. And that's the one thing Shirk was afraid of. The one thing Shirk was afraid of is that this fight would be stopped because of a cut.
I don't think they're going to stop this.
I agree with you, Randy. Absolutely. I'm not saying it is going to be stopped, but
that's
the one fear he had.
He said, I got to watch for his elbow.
Yep.
Gonna let the fight continue.
Okay, hold on. Time out.
Kenny Florian has blood in his eye. So he's going to have a moment to get set as well.
Go over here, Sean. Right over here.
You can see
wipe his eye?
You know what it
He's
is.
got blood
It's
in his
almost
eye.
like the warrior in which Shirk is has now been wounded by the little guy. You know what? And now this fight's even. Now this fight is officially underway. Watch the elbow.
Presses the head away. Lets the elbow right there.
Bam.
All right, let's get back on the ground, Sean.
You know what? I mean, and look at the jump in Florian's step now. And Shirk has a look of frustration on his face. They get back in the same position.
Nothing like a little blood to motivate you.
Got that right.
Again, right away with the elbow again comes Kenny Florian. might just motivate Sean Shirk too. He may step it up a notch or two here.
And he may understand that cut could worsen, and so perhaps even though he's ready to go 25, he may not be afforded that opportunity.
Well, he's got to pick up the tempo. He's got to score, and you know, paybacks are a real bummer. He needs to. There's a nice shot.
Now remember, ground and pound, sliding through the guard, as you pointed out, on a bloody opponent actually becomes a little bit easier. Now getting a submission from the bottom, because Shirk is going to be sweaty, he's going to be bloody, and he's going to be slippery, is going to be more difficult now for the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt.
More difficult for the submission, but maybe Kenny will use this to his advantage to slip out and get out, get back up, get to a more neutral position. And I think this blood is affecting Kenny's vision more than it's affecting Sean Shirk's vision.
Well, what's going to happen is that Shirk on top is going to basically, the blood's going to bleed right into the face of Kenny Florian.
Again, Kenny using the fence diligently to try and change the angle of his hips.
Halfway through round number 2. A meteoric rise over the last 8 months.
Full mount position by Sean Shirk now.
30 pounds to go for Kenny Florian. Bad position for Florian to be in here.
Judo arm triangle or judo choke. Sean's trying to set up and clamp down on Kenny Florian.
This could be, in a lot of instances, the beginning of the end. When someone as powerful as Shirk gets a full mount position and passes guard.
There's a nice
Florian is going to be able to get out of it, it appears.
Florian comes back on top. Armbar attempt by Sean Shirk.
That's a tough dude, Kenny Florian. Again, like I said, he may not look the part, he may not act the part, but he can play the part. And Kenny Florian's on top of Sean Shirk.
See how Sean Shirk responds now. See if he scrambles, creates some space. Looks for that little shot again to come back up on top.
Seriously, don't pick the little guy at the end of the bar to start a fight with. You never know. And his brother Keith looks very much the same as Kenny.
Nice
and this
work.
one is back up to the top. Kenny Florian saying, I see it, I smell it, and I want it. That is the lightweight title.
There's that big left hook. Sean Shirk keeps trying to key off of Kenny's jab and throw that big left hook.
Florian representing all the stars of the Ultimate Fighter series, and the popularity of the Ultimate Fighter has been well documented.
Double leg again by Sean Shirk. Kenny trying to scramble and keep Sean up.
Kenny feels he has the stand-up edge.
Kimura attempt there by Kenny, going over the body of Sean to the far arm. Had to let that go.
Kenny owns a Bachelor of Arts and Sciences from Boston College, where he majored in none other than communications.
Kenny doing a nice job of preventing Sean from taking him down and making Sean Shirk work here. Sean's spending a lot of energy in on this takedown, carrying a lot of Kenny's weight.
I mean, the nasty cut is how Kenny Florian beat Chris Lieben on the show. It's how he defeated Alex Karalexis. And again, this isn't going to lead to a stoppage right now, Randy, but it's definitely led to a fight that is much more evenly contested than we saw in the first round.
Absolutely. A little more desperation in Sean Shirk and the smell of blood with Kenny Florian. Kenny doing a nice job to prevent Sean Shirk from putting him on the ground for more than a minute of that second round.
The crowd is loving this lightweight championship fight.
Don House will go to work on that cut for Sean Shirk and get that bleeding to stop.
Get excited. Relax your body, Kenny. You gotta relax your body. You gotta listen to me, you understand? You gotta listen to me in there, all right? You're doing great, man. Work on that cuts again. Work on those cuts. You hear me?
He's discouraged. I don't want you to get overconfident.
Work that cut. Work that cut.
Good spot, okay?
Relax your arms. Relax your
The cut's in a good spot. Don't worry about it, all right?
Wonderful. Both rounds are yours. Both rounds are yours. Focus on your breathing and slow it down.
All right, they're all yours. I want you to keep pressure on. You
Nice little cut on Sean Shirk's head.
When you're starting to go for that pass, all right?
Take a look at this little elbow. Presses the head away, creates the space, lets the head go. The head's going to run right into this nice little pointed elbow of Kenny Florian. 1, 2, that's the one that did the damage right there. Instantly see the blood coming out.
Round 3, scheduled for 5.
Right away, Sean Shirk bleeding already.
They couldn't stop that cut.
The round hadn't even started. It is a dandy, nice deep cut up above the temple into the hair of Sean Shirk.
Florian trying to press forward. Eddie Bravo gave round 1 to Sean Sherk, 10-9.
Even though Florian opened up that cut on Sean Sherk's head, he never had him hurt. I gave that round to Sherk for the takedown, the guard pass, and the mount. 2018 Sean Sherk.
Interesting because the corner of Sean Sherk said the same thing. You've won the first 2 rounds. Eddie Bravo agrees that the first 2 rounds have gone to Sean Sherk.
You saw that left hook followed by a nice double leg by Sean Sherk. Again, he's keying off that jab of Kenny Florian.
The one thing Sherk is going to do this time, he's going to try to avoid the elbows of Kenny Florian, and he's in a different position with his head where Florian will not be afforded the opportunity, at least at this point, to try to push up and elbow him.
Kenny doing a nice job of scrambling here, trying to get up.
Oh, big shot there by Sherk.
Hammer fist there by Sean Sherk.
Kenny doesn't look beaten down though. And this is a powerful, powerful young man. I mean, he's got Matt Hughes' strength. He took Matt Hughes the distance. He won 2 rounds against a future UFC Hall of Famer and the most dominant fighter ever at 170 pounds.
Well, no question, Sean Sherk is a very, very powerful man. Very explosive, the great takedowns, the dominant control on top. But I don't see any disheartedness in Kenny. Kenny's a warrior. He's got a lot of heart. You're not going to see him give up anytime soon. Using the fence again. Trying to change the angle with his hips. Find a way to squirt out from underneath Sean. Sean sitting on that bottom leg in the half guard, trapping Kenny.
Kenny's got to do something to reverse the direction in which this 3rd round is headed right now.
It's very similar to the first 2 rounds and very controlling by Sean Sherk. Sean controlling the positions, landing the shots. Nice elbow there by Sean Sherk from the top. Short.
Kenny trying to work that elbow again. And remember the corner of Kenny Florian, Randy talked about trying to work on that cut. So not only is he going to try to work another elbow, but he's going to try to work it in the same area, in the same vicinity of the one that he already opened up. Try to worsen it a little bit, make it look a little bit more like the one on Kara Alexis's nose.
Absolutely. Find a way to make it bigger, make it bleed more, make it more of a risk for Sean Sherk in getting this fight stopped.
Come on, guys, show me something, show me something.
Sherk's got to stay busy or Mazzagatti will stand him up, and Sean Sherk's doing exactly that.
Nice elbows by Sean Sherk.
I don't expect to see Kenny Florian gas. I'd be shocked if Kenny gassed. But the fact of the matter is like I've said before, Sean Sherk has gone 25 minutes. He's got side control now. Sherk in another great position. Kenny trying to spin away. Sherk able to pass guard. Again, it gets slippery. It's a little easier to move around.
Absolutely. Kenny gives up his back here.
Still
look to see him roll. Sherk trying to get his hooks in. Wants to secure this back position. Look for Kenny to roll from here.
This round has been all Sean Sherk.
Guy's very slippery here. Kenny's trying to get hand control, maybe stand up from here. No, he rolls.
Rolls again, but he's not rolling out of danger, and Sherk's continuing to work on Kenny Florian. The corner of Kenny Florian yelling to tell him to try to continue to work the elbows. But Sherk's got his head in a position where it's more out of danger, doesn't he, Randy?
He's keeping it down safe from the chest to Kenny, not allowing Kenny to work his hands up under and create distance, create space, or he could drop another elbow in Sean's face.
Stop, guys, let's stand up.
All right, they're going to stand it up with a little over 40 seconds remaining in the 3rd round.
Both guys are a bloody mess at this point.
Absolutely.
It's amazing what one little head wound will do. And he's got maybe a nice body kick by Kenny Florian.
But what Sean Sherk's waiting for is that opportunity to have another shoot.
Yep.
Take a shot at the double leg, take him down.
Watch the
Kenny trying to come over the top.
Big overhand attempt by Kenny, countered very nicely.
Chuck the Iceman Liddell's book.
Shot by Kenny there.
Oh, good knee. Oh, he connected with them. Oh, big flurry by Sherk. High kick by Florian. Another high kick, and the round comes to conclusion. What a finish to round number 3. They are on their feet here in Las Vegas.
Beautiful. Nice action by both guys.
You're kicking his ass. Arms on your side. You're kicking him.
They're all yours. All right, they're all yours.
You're kicking on your breathing. Right in his ass. Right, breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. In through your nose, out through your mouth. You're hurting him bad with your shots. You got to keep busy on the ground, okay, Sean? Just keep busy.
Florian landed some nice shots there at the end of the round, but most of that round was all Sean Shirk. He got the takedown. He landed some forearms, hammer fists. Great ground and pound by Sean Shirk. 30-27 so far.
Close up those arms. What's up? It's good?
He's fine, yeah. All right. Kenny, easy on the grease, kid. Easy on the grease.
Set for round number 4.
Come on, blue corner, let's go.
What a dynamic finish to round 3 of this UFC lightweight championship fight.
We're into championship territory now.
Exactly.
You ready? Bring it on.
Uncharted waters for Kenny Florian.
Again, Shirk bleeding before the round even starts. Nice inside kick.
Leg kick by Sean Shirk. And he's looking high again. Shirk's keeping that right hand up, doing a great job of keeping his hands up. And he's 5'10", Shirk is 5'6", so giving that high kick to the liver is not bad range-wise, but Shirk again keeping his hands in great position. Kenny avoids the takedown.
Nice scramble by Kenny to keep from being taken down. Beautiful, explosive, low shot by Sean Shirk.
Shirk keeps his hands in a great position, Randy, doesn't he?
He sure does. Keeps him right up, covering that head.
It'd be better if you're 5'6".
Kenny conceded that one a little bit. He bounced off the fence. I don't think he wanted to, but he kind of got a little off balance.
This is not going to work for Kenny Florian.
And he's absolutely got to make something happen. Can't afford to spend another whole round on his back here being dominated. Not only in position, but in, in just the energy of the fight is dominated by Sean Shirk.
He may already, if the judges agree with Eddie Bravo, he may already be into that territory where submit, knock out, or be beaten.
Or make this cut bad enough that a doctor may want to think about stopping this fight. But at the place of the cut, I just don't see that happening.
And the nice thing for Sean Shirk is that, yeah, there's some blood working, but it's not directly above, like on the bridge of the nose. Joe and I talked a lot about that. As you know, Randy, goes right into the eyes and affects the vision. It's kind of to the side of the forehead of Shirk, so it's not directly leaning and leaking, if you will, into his eyes.
I think it's actually affecting Kenny Florian more than it is Sean Shirk being on the bottom. It's getting in Kenny's face. It's making Sean very slippery and hard for Kenny to hang on to him for any position.
Kenny still showing that warrior mentality, surviving what has been a pretty healthy muscle shark attack here in the octagon. And again, he's past guard. He's got side control.
Nice elbows, short little elbows by Sean. Kenny swimming back inside. Going to give his back up again, I think, and look for a better position here.
Well, he's gotten up from this position before. Shirk is going to take his back.
He's going to try and stand up. Looking for a switch. I'd be surprised if he hits Sean Shirk with a wrestler switch. Little mouse into Kenny Florian's right eye.
You know, shortly after his disappointing loss to Matt Hughes, Sean Shirk actually couldn't get another fight. He got out of the game for a little while, went back to working 9 to 5, didn't like it very much.
Yeah, he retired from fighting. He's having trouble securing any good fights and had to feed his family.
Absolutely, that's really what it's about at the end of the day for all of us.
Crowd trying to spur Kenny Florian on.
Now he would be the more recognizable figure, at least from our new fans, because of the popularity of the Ultimate Fighter.
Absolutely.
Sean Shirk, though, pardon me, the Muscle Shark is very familiar to the fans of the MMA world. What can Ken Flo do, Randy?
He's got to use his legs. He's got to try and get more dynamic here, create some space, use the slipperiness to his advantage to squirt out from underneath Sean Shirk.
Sean actually almost has a leg out.
Easier said than done. Sean Shirk's got a great base, hard to move, very powerful. Let's see this fight standing sooner by the referee and lack of activity than probably Kenny finding a way out from underneath Sean.
Trying to spin around again. But Shirk is just relentless.
A great pursuit, just stays right on him. Good pressure. There's an elbow from Kenny.
He's going to try to push that head up and deliver an elbow like he was able to do in round number 2. And you know what? You just saw the motion from Florian to the referee, Steve Mazzagatti, to say, hey, he's not doing anything. Stand us up. Oh, big elbow. And another one. And another.
That was a dandy. That third one landed good.
And he continues to pour it on. It won't get stood up if Shirk stays busy as such. This fight may very well go the distance. 25 minutes. Middleweight title fight still ahead tonight. Rich Franklin, Anderson Silva scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. They stand them up. But not until Shirk scores some more valuable points. Shirk wiping the blood out of his right eye. Inside kick. See if Kenny tries to go high again. Maybe he'll disguise the high kick.
Nice kick into the body.
Shot by Kenny Florian.
Very nice kick into the body by Kenny Florian. You can hear it slap all the way around the arena.
Randy, you get those hands up, you think it's a high kick, you leave those ribs exposed, and Kenny took advantage.
Sean, you gotta finish.
Eddie, your thoughts on round number 4?
Another ground and pound round for Sean Shirk. He even passed Florian's guard twice. Florian's going to need a miracle to win this fight. He's going to need a knockout or a submission. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. 40-36, Sean Shirk.
You understand? You got a knockout or submission, Kenny. You got a knockout or submission. You hearing me?
The fight, the great fight, kid. You feel it.
Everything. All right, yeah, 5 minutes. He's going to go for
kids, baby, for the kids. Let's go.
All right, elbow, hands up. He's going to go for broke. All right, Sean, inside the legs.
Wow. Relentlessly attacking Kenny Florian.
Very dominant on top. Beautiful elbows. Perfect ground and pound by Sean Shirk.
5th and final round. You heard Mark Delagrati in the corner of Kenny Florian saying, all right, just as Eddie talked about, just as you and I discussed, knock him out or submit him or you're going to lose.
Nice
tough takedown there.
Very nice. Explosive takedown by Sean Shirk.
Kenny's a survivor, but if the fight continues to go as it has for 4 rounds, he will not be the new lightweight champion.
He's got to really make something drastic happen in this round to finish this fight.
But this is part of the beauty of Sean Shirk, is that he is very controlling. He is very much like Matt Hughes, very much like you were, Randy, in your fight against Tito Ortiz. You controlled and controlled and controlled and even patted him on the backside a little bit.
Well, he's a methodical, very aggressive, continuous pressure. You don't get a chance to breathe or move or do anything. He's just right on you. He gives you no space.
Kenny trying to work the elbow again.
There's an armbar attempt by Kenny Florian.
Going to be so hard right now. They're so sweaty. They're so slippery. Kenny's going to try to push off with that left leg. Now he gives it up. Goes into the closed guard.
The referee's going to warn here, I think.
I was actually going to ask you how frustrating this is for Kenny Florian, but you were never really controlled for 25 minutes in your career, so perhaps you don't know.
I'm sure that it is very frustrating for Kenny. You know, he wants this very badly. Oh, he tried the Superman overhand right.
Yeah, Kenny's got to try to be as creative as possible. Could see a spinning back kick, saw a high kick. See if he tries to disguise it for the body again. Nope, high kicks again. Shirk knows he's 3 minutes away from becoming the new lightweight champion. 155 is back, and this is why we are showcasing these great athletes at 155 pounds. High kick one more time. Oh, good body shot. Shirk waits patiently.
Tries the guillotine by Kenny Florian.
Kenny Florian with everything he has right now, trying to choke out Sean Shirk.
I don't think he has it deep.
Shirk patiently trying to catch his breath. Look at him, methodically waiting.
We'll wait and see if Kenny adjusts, and when he adjusts, he'll try and pop his head out of there. Try and get past Kenny's legs. Kenny has to have his legs to do this choke.
With
his arms
everything he has right now, Randy, Kenny Florian trying to overcome what would seem to be an insurmountable deficit. And Shirk is going to get out.
Shirk sucking him under. Shirk's not going to let him off the hook. Just put him in the air here.
Oh, Kenny grabs the fence.
This could be a yellow. Oh, big slam.
Right down on his head.
Huge slam by Sean Shirk.
I'm surprised, actually, that didn't knock out Kenny Florian.
And Kenny was about to get a warning for grabbing the fence there. He got warned verbally once and then grabbed it again to keep from being taken down. He knew he had to let go, and when he did, Sean Shirk just planted him.
What a huge takedown there.
We're a good 6-8 feet from that, and I felt the impact of that.
Let go.
Very nice takedown by Sean Shirk. Sean now using the slipperiness to his advantage. Passes to half guard. Look to him to pass to mount here. Shaking Kenny Florian off of him.
Spin out, that's it.
He is 1 minute away from becoming the new lightweight champion, Sean Shirk.
Full mount. Kenny Florian's in serious trouble here. He's being smothered.
I'm in shock, very much like Matt Hughes did to Carlos Newton, that he didn't knock him out with that takedown, because his head absolutely bounced off the canvas.
Kenny exploding, trying to get out, trying to make something happen. Sean back in on the double. Trying to get
his brother Keith Florian just at the top of his lungs right now, screaming, telling Kenny he's got to finish it here.
30 seconds left.
Shirk's going to sneak out again. He's going to pull it out.
Awfully slippy for this kind of submission. To mention not much of a neck to grab there.
A Matt Hughes type neck. Sean Shirk is going to be the new lightweight champion. There is a such thing as a second chance.
Big elbows by Shirk.
We have gone the distance, and the judges will render their decision. What a battle between Kenny Florian and Sean Shirk.
Huge double leg, picks him up. Kenny grabs the fence. He knows he's going to get a verbal warning there. As soon as he lets go, big
watch his head bounce.
Slam.
Bam! Oh my goodness.
The double head bounce.
That was the biggest thump I ever heard. I'm surprised he didn't get knocked out.
Eddie Bravo.
Well, you got to give it up to Kenny Florian for trying to pull that out. He had an armbar attempt, a guillotine attempt, but I give that round also to Sean Shirk for another dominating performance. A complete shutout, 50-45, Sean Shirk.
Let's recap what was a title fight that went the distance. Round 2, the wicked Boston elbow of Kenny Florian. Scored points there, opened up Shirk, but Shirk still was able to overcome and control. They worked the cut as much as they could and continued to bleed profusely. End of round 3 was action-packed. Combination by Shirk, high kick by Florian. Round 4, more of the same as we saw in rounds 1, 2, and 3. Ground and pound assault of Sean the Muscle Shark Shirk. Good short elbows. And in round 5, right when you thought maybe Kenny Florian was going to try to pull something up, he gets up, grabbed the fence, but then went for a big-time ride, and his head bounces off the canvas. The judges have rendered their decision. Who will be the new lightweight champion?
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. Tony Weeks scores the bout 49-46. Jeff Mullen 49-46. And Cecil Peoples 50-48. With a winner by unanimous decision. And now, the new UFC lightweight champion of the world, the Muscle Shark, Sean Shirk.
He has realized his dream. Sean Shirk is the lightweight champion. Randy Couture.
Sean, how'd you feel at 155? It's been a long time coming. It's good to see you in that belt, buddy. Tell us how it went.
I felt real good. I had so much preparation coming into this fight. I've been training for about 7 months for this. There's no way I was going to go out there and give up. I give it 110%. Got cut in the first round, I believe, and it was just a bloody, bloody war, man. I give my hats down to Kenny Florian. Tough guy. Everybody underestimated him except for me. I came out here ready to fight, and I had a great fight tonight.
Tell us, Sean, did the blood affect you during the course of the fight?
It was blurring my vision a little bit, but like I said before, I've been working my entire life for this moment, so there wasn't nothing that was going to stop me out here. I don't care how much I was bleeding.
Sean, take a look at this Mickey's replay here and tell us what you see.
Well, I got my patented slam. Looks like he was grabbing the fence, trying to deny me, but I was waiting all night to pick him up. He gave me an opportunity, and I tried to make the best of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, your lightweight champion, Sean Shirk.
Champion interviews new champion. The Muscle Shark, Sean Shirk.
I've been training with you guys for 12 years. I would not be out here if it wasn't for you. Great training partners. Zions, thank you very much. I love you guys.
Congratulations, the Muscle Shark, the new king at 155 pounds. One belt has been given up. Now it is time for our main event of the evening. Scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. Rich Franklin, Anderson Silva, the teacher-turned-champion, the Brazilian who hopes to be the next leader at 185.
Oh, nice knee by Franklin.
Big takedown.
Armbar.
Nice.
It's all over. Oh, Rich Franklin's a bomb. Kenny Legend has Rich Franklin. Kenny's hurt kick right here. He's going again on the big round. Down goes Curry. Oh, and he knocks down the Wazzle. This one may be just about over.
And still middleweight champion of the world.
When I step into the octagon, there's somebody on the outside of that octagon that is hungry to win a fight.
Each advantage for Anderson Silva. Good head. Oh, God, Lehman dropped. And Lehman goes down. Oh, he is in big trouble. Chris Lehman goes down again. And it is all over.
Anderson just came into the UFC. He's had one fight against Chris Lehman. Silva put him away decisively. It was impressive.
Eu acho que é uma luta dura.
I believe that Rich Franklin is a tough fighter. I think this is going to be a tough fight for both of us, and I think this is going to be more of like a jigsaw puzzle, this fight.
Well, Silva's a tough opponent. He's a dangerous opponent, and he's a thinking fighter. He's well-rounded, so this is going to be one of the toughest challenges to my belt yet.
Na verdade,
the way I look at it is it's kind of like a chess game. You move the wrong piece, you have the opportunity to lose.
I feel that both Anderson and I are good fighters, and it really is going to come down to who makes the first mistake.
Porque quem é o dono do cinturão é o Rich Franklin.
Rich Franklin is the belt holder right now. He's the one with the pressure on him. I'm just going to come here, do my job, and do what I do best, and that's knock people out.
He's going to come out, I'm going to come out, and we're going to try to destroy each other. And this is going to be an exciting fight, point blank.
We are set for the middleweight championship fight between Anderson the Spider Silva and Rich Ace Franklin. the Spider, Anderson Silva. A legend in Brazil, a legend in Japan, a legend in England, trying to become legendary tonight here in the United States as champion of the UFC. In his mixed martial arts career. In the second round against David Loazo, he broke his left hand. He now has a titanium plate and 7 screws in his left hand. He suffered a hairline fracture in his foot, tendon damage in his ankle, ligament damage in his arm. He was back to work in a few weeks, and he wants to defend what he believes will be his for a long, long time. The belt at 185, Rich Ace Franklin. That's one high school math teacher you do not want to smart off to.
There's a whole new meaning to the word detention.
You got that right. Big for a middleweight, great striker, well-versed, actually much more talented on the ground than people give him credit for. Beth Franklin in attendance. Beth's parents seeing Rich fight for the first time live. That is a very nervous better half, Beth Franklin. Our tale of the tape brought to you by Zion's Extreme Supplements for Extreme Athletes, available at GNC stores nationwide. 32-year-old Franklin against 31-year-old Silva. Everything else is virtually even. For the official introductions of this, our main event of the evening, the veteran voice of the Octagon, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this UFC championship bout is sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission with commissioners Skip Avancino Jr., John Bailey, Joe W. Brown, and TJ Day, and Executive Director Keith Kaiser and Chairman Dr. Tony Alamo. Our judges at Octagon side are Glenn Trowbridge, Lester Griffin, and Nelson Hamilton. And our doctors are Jeff Davison, William Berliner, Rodney Curson, and Van Buren Lemons. When the action begins, our referee in charge is Big John McCarthy. This championship bout is sponsored by Zion's Energy. Zenergy, great taste, extreme energy. Toyo Tires, the official tire of the UFC. And visit Punishment Athletics at PA99.tv. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 UFC warriors have now entered the Octagon, but tonight only one will leave the champion. And now, it's time! This fight is 5 rounds for the UFC Middleweight Championship of the World! Introducing first, the challenger fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu fighter. He holds a professional record of 16 wins with 4 losses. Standing 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 185 pounds. Fighting out of Curitiba, Brazil, the challenger, Anderson the Spider Silva! And now introducing the champion in the red corner. This man is a freestyle fighter who holds a professional record of 22 wins with 1 loss. standing 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 185 pounds, fighting out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Ladies and gentlemen, the defending UFC middleweight champion of the world, Rich Ace Franklin!
Gentlemen, you received your instructions in your dressing rooms. Do I have any questions from the challenger? Do I have any questions from the champion? Touch gloves, fight hard, fight clean, fight fair, step back, let's go.
Here we go. Big John McCarthy, our referee. Anderson Silva against Rich Ace Franklin. Middleweight championship is on the line.
Here we go, UFC middleweight championship, you ready? You ready? Let's get it on, come on.
Franklin with his ankles taped. I don't know if that means he's going to unleash more kicks in this fight, or if he's just worried about his ankles, it's hard to say.
Silva is so creative with his striking, so versatile, and his pinpoint accuracy is unbelievable. But I will tell you, Randy, that Rich Franklin doesn't carry his hands like Chris Lieben does.
No, he certainly doesn't. Much more effective, precise striking from Rich Franklin. And yeah, Anderson Silva laser-sighted in his kicks. Both guys southpaws. Now I wonder how often they actually face southpaws in a real fight. More often than not, facing orthodox fighters.
Franklin falls away with that right.
Inside kick attempt by Franklin. Nice chopping leg kick by Anderson Silva. Return the
good
favor.
answer by Franklin in combination. Both have great head movement. Both utilize great angles. Both have good ground skills. In fact, Silva, outstanding Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner who got his black belt from the Nogueira brothers. So if it does go down, both are comfortable there. Straight kick by Silva. But I think they're going to test each other out on the feet for a while.
Left round kick by Franklin, answered by a straight front kick by Anderson Silva.
Rich trying to lead with that right jab again.
Warrior Franklin coming into this fight with a black eye.
Yeah, you know what? I think ever since he left the school, he's had a black eye continuously. Good combination.
Muay Thai clinch by Anderson. Look for Franklin to come over the top with his elbows.
Oh, good answer by Rich Franklin. Franklin utilizing the knees.
Watch your head.
Nice knees by Anderson, right to the middle of Rich Franklin.
Good Muay Thai clinch by Anderson Silva. Deceptively strong with that long, lean body, 5'11", 185. Franklin, we know, is as strong as they come. He has fought at 205.
Look at the midsection of Rich Franklin now. It's bright pink.
Being punished by Anderson Silva. Great Muay Thai work right here. Great work in the clinch.
This body work here could pay dividends in a 5-round fight. Anderson going to town on Rich Franklin's body.
Oh,
Rich
continuously.
Rich has dropped his hands.
Here.
Rich is in trouble here.
Rich just struck a
knee
punch
right
in the
on
face.
the chin. And these body shots are getting to Rich. He's dropped his hands to cover his body and exposed his head.
And he took a punch. Yeah, Rich is definitely worn down from that exchange. The knees by Silva. Rich has got his left arm there to try to protect what seemed to be damaged ribs.
To the face.
Caught him again. Franklin's in trouble. High kick by Silva. Rich is in trouble. Anderson Silva.
Another knee to the head.
Franklin. And it's all over.
Rich Franklin.
Anderson Silva is the new middleweight champion.
Went to work on his body until he had to bring his arms down to protect his body, which exposed his head, and then the knees came to the chin. 2 or 3 knees to the head there, and that was all that Rich could take.
He broke down the midsection of Franklin, then delivered a big punch. Franklin was hurt by those body shots. Anderson Silva is the new middleweight champion.
Nose is broken on Rich Franklin.
We got work on you, Rich.
Okay. That shot right there broke Rich's nose. And that was the end of the fight. High kick. Another high kick to the body. Tried the big elbow. Another knee right to the head, and Rich goes down for the last time here. John McCarthy saw enough. Boom! Flush on the face with that right knee. Rich staggers back.
Anderson Silva is lethal. And he ends the run of Rich Franklin. Here's the knees that caught him early, Randy.
The knees to the body. There's one right to the liver. Hanging from the Muay Thai clinch, double collar tie. Just digging his knees into that body. And you see Rich has got to bring his hands down to cover the body. And that exposes his head right up the middle to the chin.
Rich just could not get out of that clinch.
That Muay Thai clinch, pretty tough.
We have a new champion. With the official decision, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee John McCarthy is called to stop to this contest at 3 minutes 59 seconds of the very first round. For the winner by TKO, and now the new UFC middleweight champion of the world, Anderson the Spider Silva.
He has beaten Lee Murray, Jeremy Horn, Jorge Rivera, Tony Strickland, Curtis Stout, Chris Lieben, and tonight he has defeated the champion. For the first time ever, Rich Franklin loses in the octagon. Anderson Silva is the new middleweight champion. Randy.
Anderson, very emotional, very elated. Tell us what's going through your mind right now.
Pô, fala o que tá passando pela tua cabeça agora.
Agora, Randy, eu tô pensando na minha família, pensando em tudo que eu treinei para estar aqui. E agradecer a todos vocês aí, a todo o público presente, e dizer que Ultimate tem muito que crescer e a gente tá junto aí para fazer esse evento se tornar o melhor do mundo. Se já não é, né?
He says, what I'm thinking about right now is I'm thinking about my family and all the hard training that I went through, and I feel like UFC is my home and it's here to stay, and whatever I can do to make this event keep growing, I'm here to stay.
Anderson, great Muay Thai clinch, dominated the body and then took over his head. Tell us technically what you wanted to do in the fight.
Falou o teu clinch perfeito, você usou o clinch muito bem, depois você usou os socos. Fala o que você estava usando, o que era o plano.
O segredo tá aqui, ó. Esse cara é foda. O segredo tá aqui, o Muay Thai tá aqui, ó.
He said the secret and the technique is with this guy right here. This is the secret, this is the man.
We just had a picture of the end of the fight here. Talk us through the end of the fight.
Fala a luta pra nós aqui. Explica a luta.
Pô,
aqui.
Não tem nem que explicar, né? Eu acho que o Rich Franklin é um excelente lutador. É um cara que merece todo o respeito de todo o público americano aqui hoje. E dizer que eu agradeço a oportunidade de todos vocês aqui, da família Ultimate, e dizer que eu estou muito feliz de estar aqui.
He says, you know, it's hard to walk him through the fight. The emotions are going right now. But you know what? Just to let the American public know that Rich Franklin was a heck of a fighter and a heck of a champion. And I'm just happy to be in here with the belt right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, Anderson Silva, your new middleweight champion. Rich, a chance for you to say a few words to the fans.
Nah, just thanks everybody that came out to watch. I'm sorry that I didn't put on the greatest show.
Rich, we're sorry to see you go this way. We know you'll be back. You're a great champion. You've done a great job.
Yeah, I mean, wins and losses come, and you know, I'll go home, heal up, and get back to training again, and I'll be back in a couple fights and work my way back up the ladder.
Tell us what you think the difference was tonight, Rich.
I'll tell you honestly, I was not expecting to be that strong in the clinch, and when we clinched up, I was expecting that to be my sweet spot, and it gave me a lot of trouble.
Rich Franklin, ladies and gentlemen.
A great champion, perhaps a champion again someday in the future, but defeated tonight. He goes down with the class that we would assume he would go down with. Rich Ace Franklin loses for just the second time in his career, and he loses for the first time in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Franklin leaves without the belt. Anderson Silva is your new middleweight champion. And for anyone who said he didn't deserve this quick title shot in the UFC, I guess we know why. He earned this title shot in the UFC, and he will take the belt back home. Our first Brazilian champion since Vitor Belfort got Randy Couture in the eye. What a night indeed. A night in which we thought a man who was unstoppable was stopped for the first time. That being Rich Franklin. The King looked good. Our executive producers of the UFC, Frank Fertitta III, Lorenzo Fertitta, and UFC President Dana White. Our supervising producer, Craig Borsari. Coordinating producer, Tim O'Toole. Our great event produced tonight by Bruce Connell and directed by Anthony Pasquale Giordano. Our technical producer, Alan Connell. Our VP of Talent Relations, Joe Silva. Everyone here tonight watched a night to remember. A night only moments removed from the retirement of a legend. But new legends were born this evening, and new champions were given their opportunity to have their arm raised. John Fitch is a warrior. Sean Shirk is now a champion. For 25 minutes, Shirk punished the young man named Kenny Florian, who would not quit, but could not overcome. As Sean Shirk leaves tonight with a dream realized, that being the man who now owns a UFC belt. So does the Brazilian Anderson Silva. Rich Franklin, a proud champion, educated and dangerous, but could not avoid the Muay Thai skills tonight of the Brazilian, our new champion at 185 pounds. For the natural Randy Couture and all of us here at the Ultimate Fighting Championship, Mike Goldberg saying so long until we see you next time, right back here inside the Octagon.
Hands on the inside, hands on the bicep, hands on the bicep, shoulder arm.
I train at the Minnesota Martial Arts Academy. I've been there for 12 years. My trainer is Greg Nelson, who's well known around the MMA community.
I've been with him since fight one, all the way since the cornfields of Iowa, all through Minnesota, all the little fights, inside, outside. It always is important to have somebody there that's been there with you, and you know that is going to be there, knows what you need to do to slap him up a little bit, or to calm him down, or do what he needs to do. I've seen everything out of that guy, so yeah, I think it's very reassuring for him to have that and miss the other guys that are there.
It's the best drill ever.
April 15th was my last fight, so I've had 7 months off, which has actually worked out perfect for me because I'm dropping to a new weight class, so I had to lose 20 pounds, and I've made a couple trial runs for the cut, so I've already made 55 a couple times already, so I know I can do it. My goal is to be a world champion, and I saw a big opening at 155, and that's what kind of made me decide to drop.
You know, there's both the physical preparation and the mental preparation. I think goes hand in hand. I always try to make my training harder than the actual fight. So I'll go out and find literally stockier fighters than Shirk, better wrestlers than Shirk. And that's something I don't really talk about in my training when I'm preparing for a specific opponent. I try to pretend like, I'm just gonna go out there and flow or just fight. But there's a lot of strategy and preparation that goes into my training for every fight. I have, I believe, some of the best coaches and trainers in the world. I got my brother, Keith, who is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt like myself. He helps me train, and it's probably the pickiest and the biggest pain in the ass out of all the coaches, and he's always demanding the best from me, and he's always pushing me. What I think is great is okay to him. And he's constantly developing, and that's exactly what you want in a coach. You don't want someone to tell you what you want to hear. You want to constantly improve, and I've learned more and more that, hard training's great, but smart training is better.
All
All right, so basically right now I just want to check my weight. It's Thursday night. We got weigh-ins tomorrow morning, so I want to see how much I weigh and see if I can eat some food tonight. Hopefully we can eat. 60 1/2. So that means I can go eat about a pound of food now. Right now I feel pretty good. You know, I'm a little sucked up, but I feel all right. You know, I ate 3 times today, real small meals, which isn't bad, you know, so everything's good so far. Everything's on track.
Everybody's scrambling. Rich walked in. Everybody's scrambling.
Go ahead, boss. Right on the button. 90.
This is what I do, man. My job.
I'm right where I thought I would be. Everything's going real well. I got 5 to do. Probably gonna relax for a little while and sit in my hotel room and then head down to the sauna. I should be able to drop this 5 pounds in less than an hour in the sauna.
The fans are very important to me. I mean, they're the ones that fuel your career. Without the fans, you're not fighting for anybody, and if you're not fighting for anybody, then you're not making money or anything like that. So I think that you could probably talk to any fan out there that's met me, and they would be more than willing to say that I'm usually the first guy in the room to do autographs and the last one leaving, if possible. When I'm fighting, it's important for me to put on a show for the fans that they leave. I want them to leave the arena and say, man, Franklin's fight was the best fight of the night, every time.
Ed.
Yes.
191, baby.
Ok.
Okay.
6 libras.
Tá, e aí?
Então é menos de 3 quilos. É uns 2,5 kg. Perfect.
Não, na verdade já...
It's been a dream of mine for a long time, and I was supposed to be fighting here a long time ago. But because of different situations that have came up, that wasn't possible. But now it is, so it's always been a goal for me to fight inside the octagon.
E gratificante para mim ter lutado no...
What I took away from the first experience fighting in the UFC was very gratifying for me to fight in the UFC against Chris Leben, and it was an opportunity for me to solidify my place in the UFC.
Então dá para acompanhar a minha estratégia, Boff. Minha estratégia seria o quê? O que você acha? Ele perder na 5, vestir isso aqui, dar uma suar, natural. Busca porque ele perde isso. Eu não quero fazer ele perder isso aqui se desgastando. Você tá entendendo?
Só não vai fazer escolinha ou o quê?
Fazer uma bolinha.
O que é bolinha?
Avaliou, a bolinha não veio hoje. A bolinha ficou em casa.
Mas se eu arranjar a bolinha?
Se arranjar a bolinha, a gente faz a bolinha.
Hey, Brad, how are you?
158, boss. Good job, baby.
Thank you.
Good job. You right on.
Thank you very much.
What are you doing?
And if someone were to weigh 155.2, they got to make 155 for the title fight, right?
Oh,
Got to be 155 on the
For
dot.
title, on the dot.
We're right on. Always 3 pounds is nothing to cut, so I'll probably be able to do that in just about 10 or 15 minutes of working out with the sauna suit. I have a great strength and conditioning coach, Doug DuPont, who's always with me. Just a genius when it comes to nutrition and working out. Just a great guy to have on the team. I know that I'm cutting weight properly. A lot of people think they know how to lose weight. I thought I did. I was wrong. This guy's the man when it comes to that. And I just know that I'm doing everything right, from the skill work to the nutrition to the strength conditioning workouts. So it just gives me a peace of mind going in for each fight, knowing that I did all the hard work I needed to do.
That's 78. It's not bad.
No, not at all, especially coming out of that heat. 10 more minutes and we'll check your weight. And...
All here?
Yeah.
I think I'm about to sweat and I need to get up and wipe off.
Ready?
Yeah.
Doesn't he just look ravishing in the road?
Your butt looks flat in the road. There you go. Stride, stride. Glide, Rich. Glide.
Give him some leg.
It's not like I'm
It's a little too much for the average human.
I don't know if this is the toughest fight I've been dealt since I've started fighting. I mean, every fight's kind of tough in its own right. A lot of people say that this is my toughest title defense, and then of course I had the fight with David Lovazo, or with Nate Corey, where I was defending my title, and that's always tough because you got to defend your title. I had the fight against Evan Tanner, where I'm fighting Tanner a second time, and people knew that it wasn't going to end up as a first-round fight like it was the first time. So every fight's tough. I fought Ken Shamrock. He's a big name. That had me nervous. You know, I had a lot of thinking went into that fight. And mentally, they all play their strain. It's not my decision to make whether Anderson gets a title shot after only having one fight with the organization. I do know that he comes in with a lot of credentials internationally. He's fought, and he's a tough competitor. And he's probably, he has the best chance of taking my belt away from me of any of the 185-pounders that they could put against me in the cage at this point. So as far as matchup for matchup, it's a good fight for the fans. Whether or not he has to put those wins together with an organization is not for me to decide.
Fight August 26th. I put a lot of training in, a lot of cut.
Eu acho que sim, né? Porque
I believe I've proved myself to the world on why I deserve this title shot. I've fought all over the world, even though I've only fought one time in the UFC. I've fought in the best competitors all over the world. So I'm going to be fighting a great champion like Rich Franklin, and at this point I feel that I'm the only one that's going to be able to give him a challenge.
Esse é L, esse é large. Esse aqui é menor. Ele falou que esse é o tamanho que você usou. Ele falou que esse é o tamanho que você usou a última vez, mas se você quer uma média, a gente pode pegar.
Não, por causa da bandagem, né?
Yeah.
Depois tem.
Put the wrap, squeeze his hand, that's what the wrap's gonna feel like.
Com a bandagem vai sentir assim, tá bom? Large score.
I think the reason why I match up so well against Florian is because, my wrestling ability. He's never wrestled before, and I've watched him fight. He talks about how he wants to flow, and he kind of wants, he's not the kind of guy that's really going to push the pace on you. So my style is going to be hard for a lot of people to deal with because it forces you to have conditioning, and if you don't have conditioning, then, it can be a long night for you.
Having to go 5 rounds for this fight, it's definitely different. The longest I have gone is 3 rounds. I've only done that once. Sean Cherk has gone 5 rounds with, not only in a fight, but with a champion like Matt Hughes. So he's mentally and physically prepared for something like that. He's done it before. I assume that he's going to be just as strong, if not stronger and quicker at this weight. I've done all the preparation I need to do to go 5 rounds. I'm confident that I won't be the first guy to gas, for sure.
155 pounds. And his opponent, the muscle shark, Sean Cherk. 154 1/2 pounds. This is for the championship tomorrow night. It's going to be a war. First to the stage, Anderson Silva. And now coming to the stage, Rich Ace Franklin. 185 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow night, the war in the octagon, the challenger and the champion.
I just weighed in half pound under, which is perfect. Now it's time to go eat. I got about 30 hours to recover, so eat and drink as much as I can, and come back in about 175 tomorrow probably. This is my buffet right here. I got watermelon, cantaloupe, strawberries, protein drink, Gatorade, and Pedialyte.
Pô, come aí, cara. Se eu comer muito chocolate aí,
Imagination. Xaloca.
Agora a gente vai comer, pô. Pô, vamos lá comer, cara. Tô morrendo de fome, cara.
I gotta follow. That's ready to go.
There they go. Hungry. Ooh.
It's time to go to war. Focused on one goal, and that's it. It's my opponent. At this point, it's you know, the hard work is over. It's easy at this point. All I have to do is go out there and perform. And, you know, God willing, I'll do that.
Got that look right now, Kenny. I see it in your eyes, baby. You got that look right now. You got it right now, baby. You're on, locked and loaded. Champ is here, baby. Champ is here.
I really try to erase everything that I've done, good or bad, and I see this as another opportunity. And in many ways, I see this as just another fight. You know, for better or for worse, this fight is very important, and it's the most prestigious belt in mixed martial arts, in my opinion.
Getting that lightweight title, to me, is something that I've worked my entire life for. Obviously, when you're a kid and you love sports, your dream is to be a professional athlete. So here, you're fulfilling a dream as a professional athlete, and now you get a chance to be the best professional athlete in the world in your business.
Queremos que os dois lutadores saiam do octágono, assim, ó, de braços dados, mas o Anderson vai sair com o cinturão. Amém.
Não tem mais jeito! Pra mim é mais uma conquista, né?
Me bringing the title back to Brazil is going to just be one more accomplishment in my career as a fighter. And at that point, it's going to be just the hard training to keep the title. Because once I have the title, everyone's going to be coming after me. It'll be a great honor to take it back to Brazil, and it's going to be a lot more work.
I'm not sure I love to fight, but I love to compete and I love to train. But I will say that this is what keeps me from working a 9-to-5 job. And I'm a competitor, and I like to, whatever it is that I've chosen, and in this case it happens to be fighting, whatever it is I've chosen to pursue, I want to try to prove that I'm one of the best in the world at it, and that's what I'm in the pursuit for.
I think I match up well against Shirk for a couple different reasons. I think I'm a stronger fighter on the ground. I think I have better jiu-jitsu. I know I can submit him on top or on my back. I believe I have the better stand-up. I've always done well in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and in fighting against shorter opponents. I tend to be able to exploit that weakness better than others. I think from a strategy standpoint and from a skill standpoint, I truly believe I'm the better fighter. Sean Turk has more experience than me, and I believe he maybe, probably will be stronger than me. I don't know that. I'm deceptively strong. We'll see when we go out there. There's only one way to find out, and looks can certainly be deceiving.
Strength is always a weapon. It's not something I tend to rely on too much in a fight, but it definitely comes in play. If you get in a situation where you need to get out of a certain situation, yeah, strength plays a big role. So I know Florian claims that he's just as strong, if not stronger than me. That'll come to play.
So when looking at Sean Turk, I think one of the first things that popped in my mind is his physical abilities. He's an explosive and quick fighter. He's got very good wrestling. Short, stocky, so his body mechanics, he's built for that. I believe there's technically some problems with him. He doesn't use his hips as well as he should. Obviously, he's limited also by those same biomechanics that make him a good ground and pounder. He's also limited on the stand-up because of his reach. And I think he starts to lose confidence if he isn't able to impose his will, impose his game. Past fights have shown that he will kind of throw his game plan out the window and start striking with you.
That's it. That's it. Pump that jab, set that left up, straight down the middle. And then when he thinks you're gonna hit the left, then you hit the kick.
For this fight, as far as Kenny Florian goes, he's a southpaw. That's something you have to address because you don't see southpaws every day. You don't fight southpaws every day. Fortunately, my last fight before this was a southpaw as well, Diaz. So I already had a little bit of a head start. I respect his stand-up game. I think comes out aggressive. He throws hard kicks, throws hard punches, and he throws a lot of elbows. And he's finished people with elbows before. And I know that's how he wants to finish fights, and he likes to finish fights that way. So I had to do a lot of countering elbows and monitoring elbows, and just keep those elbows away from me. In my opinion, Kenny Florian's weaknesses is the fact that from what I've seen, he doesn't like when people push him real hard in fights, for one. And two, he doesn't like to get hit. That's what I'm gonna push on him. I'm gonna come at him real hard. I'm gonna throw a lot of punches, and all I need him to do is cover up and tuck, and then he's gonna set up openings for takedowns. He's gonna set up openings for ground and pound. He's gonna set up openings for submissions at that point in time. So I'm gonna try to hit him a lot. A lot of punches, a lot of elbows.
Let's go, Ken Flo.
You know, every time Bert says, let's go, baby, it's time to come. Your nerves are going a little crazy, and it's a good thing. It's your body preparing yourself for something great. That's the way I see it.
Your weapons are sharp, Ken. Your mind, body, and soul is clear. St. Michael is with you right now. St. Michael is with you. Feel his love. You are ready. Samurai way. Live by the sword, die by the sword. Let's go to work.
For me, it's showtime. It's time to perform, and it's time to go out there and do what you were trained to do. It's your job. Everyone is on me for that fight. Everyone's looking at us, and it's our time to perform. And it's all about the battle of yourself. You got to defeat that little guy in your head. And once you've done that, and you get into the octagon, everything's cool again. Everything's fine. But going out there, you definitely feel an amazing energy, and you got a bunch of nerves, a bunch of emotions going on. But at the same time, you're clearing all that out. You're kind of just filtering everything out, and your focus is just on that fight. It's definitely interesting what we do when you take yourself out of it and think about what you're about to do. It's interesting.
There's a lot of things that go through your head. Obviously you think the worst and you hope for the best. When I'm walking out to the octagon, and there's so many things that go through your head, it's really hard to just pinpoint one area. Everything's flashing before your eyes. Everything you've worked for, everything you've accomplished, everything you have right in front of you if you win this fight. I mean, you become the UFC world champion. So, that stuff and the fact that all the training, the blood, sweat, and the tears that goes into fighting, and, your family, and you're supporting your family and your kids, and there's just so many things that go through your head. It's all part of the emotional roller coaster. Training for a fight is an emotional roller coaster. It's a lot of ups and a lot of downs. So that's kind of the last stage, and you step into the octagon and everything goes away, and then it's showtime from there.
There wasn't any specific area that I tried to improve my game on. I believe that as a fighter, you always need to keep improving in all elements of your game. So, as long as I keep fighting, I'm going to keep improving in those areas. Everyone has flaws in every single area. There's no flawless fighter. I'm coming into this fight just doing my game plan. I'm not going to shy away from that. I'm not going to fall into his game plan. I'm going to come into the octagon and do what I've trained to do, and that's focus on my game plan. I'm not too concerned what his strengths or weaknesses are, and I'm just going to enforce what I'm focused on doing.
I did watch some film on Anderson for the fight. He doesn't do a whole lot of tricky stuff. He's very straight up with what it is he's going to do, his tie and whatnot, and you just have to be able to come into the fight and say, I'm going to execute my game plan better than he's going to execute his game plan. And there are not a whole lot of nuances other than, okay, maybe he might hold his hands a little low, or he might keep them high, or he angles off this way or that way, but there's nothing really tricky that you're going to try to look for in his fights. Honestly, for this fight, I haven't set forth a strategy, maybe. Like, I'm definitely going in and taking him to the ground. That's not been part of my thinking process. I'm going to go in and start throwing some punches and kicks and see what happens and assess the situation from there. I've never really looked at the fight as I got to weather the storm with somebody, even with an Anderson Silva. I view every fight as I got to go out there and I got to impose my will on him before he does that to me. He's a pretty big frame guy. He doesn't have real big legs, but of course, he swings them like ball bats too. So, you know, there's advantage and disadvantage to everything. Who knows? In order for me to impose my strength on him, I'd have to get to the inside, which means I have to time that speed that he has. And it's all a tricky game. You can prepare for speed, you know, the kind of speed that Anderson has. That doesn't necessarily mean I can make myself as fast as him. But, you know, I spar with guys that are as fast as Anderson, and you just have to be able to adapt to your movement, and your timing has to keep up with that. I don't think I throw as fast as he does, but I do time things well, and I can counterpunch if I need to. So, yeah, as long as my sparring partners are up to par with his skill level, I'll be fine, and I feel like I've done what I need to do to prepare for that. This fight's going to be one of those fights that comes down to which one of the two of us makes the first mistake, because both Anderson and I are both good enough fighters that if one of us makes a mistake, the other one will capitalize on it.
Bring it right back to protect your face.
Na verdade, eu acho que, assim,
I believe, you know, Rich Franklin is a very good striker, stand-up guy, and he's a pretty complete fighter. I think our games match up very well, especially if we stand up. I believe if Rich Franklin accepts the stand-up game with me, it's going to be one of the best fights in MMA history.
Vamos continuar o que nós estamos fazendo. Walkout, batendo firme, girando. Movimentação, estabiliza mais, marchando quadril. Pá! Porrada! Entendeu? Quero ver você tirando sangue no neguinho, hein? Não tem essa não. Quero que você bloqueie e bota a mão junto, entendeu? Achou a distância certa, meteu o clinch. Se cair no chão, vai pra cabeça dele. Vai pra cabeça, como você fez, pô. Como nós fizemos nos treinos. É isso, é essa luta que tu vai fazer. Que você treinou, porra, até chegar aqui. Se você entrar firme, você vai ver que vai ser seu. Se você entrar firme, vai ser seu. Você já sabe que é seu.
We have gone the distance, and the judges will render their decision. What a battle between Kenny Florian and Sean Sherk.
Acho que a minha disciplina em relação a...
I think my biggest strengths are my discipline for training, and I think going into the ring or the octagon to fight, I have a good head on my shoulders and I'm focused in my intelligence inside the octagon.
Fazer o meu jogo.
I really don't worry too much about the crowd, the size of the crowd. You know, I'm there to do my job, to put on a show for the crowd, and the crowd's there to watch a show. So I really don't pay attention to how many people are going to be there. I'm just really focused on doing my job inside the octagon.
You get that kind of goosebump feeling as you're walking down the corridor, knowing what's about to go on. And then as soon as the crowd, that curtain opens and you start to walk out, it's, you know, I get chills thinking about it, man. It's a good feeling. It's difficult to explain what's going through your mind when you're standing in a ring, because you're trying to explain something to somebody that has never experienced that before. Everything's just kind of a blur until that first punch is thrown. And then once that first punch is thrown, it all just kind of refocuses back again, and you're doing the same things you do every day in the gym.
I looked over at Dana White one time. He looked like this, so I knew they were having a good time. Thank you. Kenny's a tough guy. Runs a bunch of shorts. He wants to keep him. He runs a once. Got him. Okay, want me to wash the blood off him first?
We've done it without you guys. You know that. You know that, right? My friend. I'm here, out warrior. 12 years of training, you know, for this moment right here.
I've been waiting for this moment my entire life. You know, I mean, I guess words can't really describe what I'm feeling right now.
I'm on top of the world, and now this title's mine, and now I'm going to have to defend it. So now it's back to the drawing board. I'll take 2 weeks off, enjoy this, and then back to the gym.
Kenny, your toes stuff's on the ice. That's for sure.
You did very good, though. You didn't do your potential, but you did very good, all right?
We put on a show for the fans. It was a war from start to finish. In that regard, I did what I wanted, but obviously the belt, the win, I wanted it to be mine, and I came up short tonight.
He got tougher as we went, too. Once it got slippery, that made things a little more tricky.
But you kept your composure. You got cut in the first round, and that could have, a lot of people would have panicked in that situation. You didn't panic.
Yeah, you know, the elbow, it wasn't hurting me. The blood was going in my eyes. It was affecting my vision, but you know, as far as pain goes, I mean, it didn't hurt, and I'm used to dealing with adversity. Like I said, I've been preparing for this my entire life, so just another day in the office.
I was able to time a good couple elbows, and I split them open. And you know, normally that works in your favor, but in a way it worked against me because he was bleeding in my eye. I couldn't see out of my eyes. It was going into my mouth. I couldn't breathe. It kept me off balance a little bit, and I couldn't get my game going like I wanted to. But one thing I said to myself is, you know, no excuses. He's the better man. That's it. I'll be back, and I'm not finished yet. The goal is to be the best in the world, and obviously I can't stop until I do that. And I'm sorry I came up short, and I just wanted to let everybody know that I fight to finish all the time. I fight to put on a show for the fans, and I'm sorry I let you guys down.
It's just war wounds, you know. I look at this scar the rest of my life, you know. That was for the world. I know where it came from, where it came from.
I'd like to thank all my fans out there. Continued support, many, many, many years. You guys have had my back. Now I finally won a world title, so keep watching, man. This thing's gonna be mine for a long time.
Oh, he's out.
He's done.
He's out.
He is so done. Making work of the
Yeah, that's
done.
it.
That's it. That's it.
Oh my God.
What do you want? I knew he was going to stop him. I knew he would stop him, man. I knew it. I like
You think he would have tried to take him down at some point?
Big Rich?
Yeah.
What's on your nose?
Doc will fix it up real quick. He's gonna fix it right away. Is that hurt your nose yet? It's alright. He's gonna fix it real quick. Boom. Everybody loves you. You're gonna be healthy.
Basically, we got surprised. It was a huge surprise for him and for us. We thought that the strongest game for Richard to be in the clinch. He's the strongest 185-pounder that we know, and he felt that Anderson Silva felt extremely strong, like a heavyweight in the tight clinch. He got one of the knees that he threw from the clinch. He didn't feel so much the body, but the knee that he got to the head actually broke his nose, and his nose got reset immediately. He doesn't have to have surgery. It was one of those things. He's got a very strong mind. He's very motivated. He needs a couple days to get his nose straight, to get his body healed. But I know Rich more than anyone, and I know that as soon as he gets ready to train again, there's going to be a fire on him. And the next time you see Rich Franklin in the octagon, just watch out.
Anderson, fala aqui agora pra gente, meu irmão. Isso é o quê? Um sonho se tornando realidade?
Pô, mais um, né, Joinha? Eu acho que agora é... Pô, já é passado, né? Já acabou. E agora é voltar pro Brasil e bater em cima dos erros que a gente cometeu.
Como é que é lutar sob pressão?
Pô, Joinha, de onde eu venho, pressão é normal, cara, você tá ligado. A gente tá acostumado a trabalhar sob pressão o tempo todo. Eu acho que tudo que a gente treinou deu certo.
It was all the hard work, it was the training, it was just the whole team. It just all came together, all the people that believed in me, and that's the reward.
Obrigado.
Thanks everybody, and now you guys are going to have to face me, whoever it is waiting. Basically, you have to swallow me, meaning you guys are going to have to accept me.